an opportunity that we can't pass on.
Ka taitai poitukohu o ngā kura tuaroa o te motu. Kei konei tātou ki te whare koritinana o Central Trust Energy Arena kei te Wainganui o te Pāpaioia. Ko Keila Manuirangi tōku ingoa, ko au tētahi o taua. Mō te rānei, ko Andrew tēnei, taku hoa o taua anō hoki. Andrew, who do we have on court 3 today?
Well, we've got a big AA girls matchup. I'm sure once upon a time, Kayla, this was a heavyweight one. St. Peter's, though, will still have big aspirations in 2024. For Rangitoto, a bit of a building year for them. They've still got a very young squad, so it's all about the experience at this stage for Rangitoto. But for St. Peter's of Cambridge, a team that you probably would have played a lot against.
Absolutely.
This is just another stepping stone for them as they move towards Friday and Saturday. Let's have a look at the team lists. And firstly, for St. Peter's, Cambridge, number 4, Eva Jeffries, number 5, Tanika Ledger-Walker, number 6, Hayley Sherwin, number 7, Greg Garland, number 9, Stella Muir, 11, Regan Gallion, 13, Amelia Rose Rekowitz, 14, Macy Costello, 22, Alice Jury, and the heavyweight coaching lineup for that school, Leanne Walker, Anthony Corbin, and Celine Selwyn is the manager.
Awesome, and as we go over to Rangitoto College, all the way from Tamaki Makaurau, they would have had quite a flight down here. We'll just go through their team list. So we have Eva Veal, Kyrie Arakina, Zara Sain, Mila Andrews, Madison Skelton, Sienna Maurice, Zoe Magura, Chloe Gleon, Peyton Lawrence, Ren Hanurui Lee, apologies if I said that incorrectly, Bella Anderson, Moana Nui Wynyard, and coached by Brooke Blair, an absolute bucket herself, and assistant coach Grace Love. It's awesome to see people we once played against now coaching and giving back to the game.
Yeah, Brooke, what an absolute legend. Rangitoto alum herself. The youngest of the Blair sisters, had a few younger brothers as well that went through the school and played. I guess it's a bit like the Ledger Walkers, right, with Tanika coming through. As we have a look at the referees, Brittany Young and Jack Studholm, but because you would have played against Crystal and Charlize?
Yes, played same age group as Crystal, and Charlize, being Charlize, always managed to play up 3, even 4 years. So yes, the Ledger Walker name is very known, and as we have Tanika on the court, she is the youngest of the Ledger Walkers.
Now, we have lost our screen on the commentary booth. We can still watch the game live in front of us, just in case there are any technical issues on your end. No doubt producer Sam will be on top of it as St. Peter's with the first possession. And Kayla, just awesome to be down on this court with you. First time for me not being on the show court.
Hey, it's awesome to have you here with us on the ground level, Andrew.
That's great. Awesome views. There's Tanika Ledger-Walker there with the easy kuruwhakau. Gets us underway.
Ka rawe tērā. Kei te kōkiri whakamua. Whiua te pōro ki tōna hoa. Oh, yeah. Massive block there from Tanika Ledger-Walker. She's not afraid to block that ball, Andrew. She's also just come back from Japan 3-on-3 tour, so she's had a lot of basketball this year, as Eva Jeffries, great defender from St. Peter's, staying in front there as a little Kuru Peke for number 8. Madison Skelton, beautiful shot there.
Her older brother Ethan was a part of a few Rangitoto teams, as well as Waitakere that won a few national titles in age groups. So again, just that sibling legacy coming through in these teams.
It's always good to have a sibling to scrap against in the backyard. As Eva Jeffries from range, we saw a great performance from her representing under 18 nationals. Waikato at under 18 nationals early in the year. So a lot of basketball being played for these rangatahi. As a beautiful spin move just off the glass there.
So hard to go up against a Wynyard. Of course, older brothers Tai and Totoko. All three very, very great basketballers in terms of their physical stature and then their abilities on the court as well.
Absolutely. Kei te tāwhana te poroa, Eva. Great defense there. Pressure, Mila Andrews leading from the front.
Well, it's this great guard lineup for St. Peter's. It's Ledger Walker with the Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Tētahi hara anō hoki. Foul on Ledger Walker. She will go to the Pai Kurutautuku mo e rua ngā Kurutautuku. 3 shots for Ledger Walker.
So Eva Jeffries, another one to watch in this game for St. Peter's. 2 outstanding Waikato guards.
Absolutely.
You've done a little bit of coaching yourself with Waikato. Have you coached either of these through the age groups?
Well, I have assistant coach with Corps and done some trainings alongside some of these girls. So, you know, it's really awesome. As we get older, we become more of the coaching crew as the players. But it's really awesome to see these young girls, and led by, as you mentioned earlier, Leanne Walker and Anthony Corbin. A dynamic duo, some might say, but they always are known for the tenacious defense. As Waikato, as Ledger Walker just misses that Kurutautuku.
Yeah, Tanika a chance to potentially play with older sister Crystal after this tournament in Tauihi League for the Northern Kahu, defending champions.
This Sunday night, am I correct, Andrew?
You probably know more than me, Kayla.
I
hope so. All my eyes have been laser focused on this tournament, but yeah, looking forward to watching that once this finalises. Still a lot of basketball to play this week.
Absolutely. Beautiful dish from Eva for the easy reikuru.
Galleon there, just perfectly awaiting on the weak side as the defender came across. Easy kuruwhakau.
Kua hāmenetia, Eva, tētahi hara anō.
It's great to be out here in the belly of the tournament. You feel a little bit isolated out on the show court, but there's a lot of noise going around on these courts.
Yes, you can feel the modi of the room. There's lots of energy and lots of basketball being played over this 6 days, Andrew. As we've been mentioning, beautiful finish there from Wynyard.
Yeah, we've got about 70 games a day that are going on. Definitely no shortage, and it just depends on what type of basketball you're going to watch as well, Kayla. If you want to watch some slow games that are very technical, you can find those. If you want to watch running games, you can find those as well. It's everything's on the palette.
Absolutely. Whiua te poro. Toa hokia, Eva. Karawi tērā reikuru, Eva.
It's the body control from me. Initiates the contact, steadies herself and puts it easily up and in off the papamuri.
She's put a lot of work in, has Eva. Jeffries working on her game and her fitness, and very fundamentally sound guard as she pulls in that tūrapa. Gets her team.
Just that contact, and Tanika Ledger Walker puts the defender in the jail cell. It's always the strength of the Ledger Walker guards. They know exactly how to use their body to create advantages.
Absolutely, their body is always between their defender and the ball.
Kuruwhiwhi Toru there is short. Tūrapa Ledger Walker.
Rawe. Ai te reikuru. Tētahi hara no reira. Ka haere a Tanika ki te pai Kurutautuku mo e roa ngā Kurutautuku.
And I thought we were about to have a timeout from Rangitoto, but we're going to have subs from both sides. Hayley Sherwin in for St. Peter's, and then Kari Rakana in for Rangitoto.
Tanika already starting this game out aggressive, drawing fouls already, getting to the line. That will be something that Rangitoto need to be aware of, is not getting into foul trouble early. Pai te mea tuarua.
A little bit of extended pressure here from St. Peter's. Not looking to double at all. Wahine to wahine coverage.
Kuru, whiwhi, toru. Mai te topa. Kaurihangi tu engari. Tēnā tata.
Good decision there, though, from Mila Andrews. A little miscommunication on the defensive end from St. Peter's, as Tanika Walker sees the same thing on the other end.
Calls for a screen. Nice pick and pop action there. Clean open look, and she follows the tūrapa for the easy reikuru as Eva.
Well, it's that short roll that's become so popular now in modern basketball. Everyone trying to take away either the extended pop or the roll at the hoop. So there's so much room in the mid-range.
Well, we've already seen, Andrew, it's only second day of the tournament, but the number of three-pointers that Rangatahi are confident in shooting. I know at my age I was like, oh no, let's shoot the mid-range. So often that mid-range shot is not as highly sought after as a three-point shot, but it's still 2 points, you know. But yeah, maybe that's perhaps why that coverage is giving up more of that middle pick and pop action.
Well, it feels like swings and roundabouts at the moment. I mean, that mid-range is starting to make a comeback. As you talked about, that extended coverage on the three-point line or layups, it's just becoming the obvious solution on the offensive end.
Absolutely. Pressure there from Regan. Wide open.
Toru is up and good from Madison Skelton.
Beautiful shot there. Kua whai toru piro Madison, who's left wide open with time, but nailed that shot. Beautiful hezzy there. Kick to the wing.
Gonna look for a trap there from
Absolutely.
St. Peter's, and it does the job.
Koriro ai o te poro. Whiu o te poro ki tōna hoa. Oh, and they get it back, Rangitoto.
Well, it's one of the tough things, isn't it? When you don't have a point guard as talented with the handles as Kayla Manu Irarangi,
No.
you can get caught in the corner where the traps begin.
I'll pay you later, Andrew. Tētahi hara. Great work from Eva and forcing Rangitoto coach Brooke Blair to call a timeout, regroup her troops. What are you seeing out there, Andrew?
Yeah, the Waiheke much needed. I think for Rangitoto, it's just the composure and bringing the ball up the court. They don't want to get into a running race at all with St. Peter's. So just trying to keep the ball in the middle of the floor at all times. St. Peter's have made it obvious that they want to trap once they get over halfway. So being a little bit more careful with how they bring it up. I'm liking the shots that they're taking though. I mean, they're only down 6 points early. You know, a very young team as well, so that's got to give them confidence. What about for St. Peter's? What have they done so well early that you think they can keep building it?
Well, I think particularly the guards of St. Peter's, it's really cool to see the shorter players like Eva and Regan really chasing down those rebounds. And, you know, we've said it earlier in the tournament, we'll say it again, it's rebounds that often make a really big difference. And, you know, with a rebound turns into a second chance shot or even a third chance shot. And that just, if you're playing a game of percentages, the team that has more shot attempts will most likely score more. So St. Peter's is doing well at getting those rebounds and led by Tanika Leja-Walker, very tenacious on the offensive and defensive end, being aggressive getting to that free throw line.
So players making their way back out to the floor, and it's always good to see, I swear, Kayla, as the games go on, there's more and more opposing coaches that start to make their way to watch some key games. You can see Adam Morgan taking this one in. Kat Jones as well is there. Aled Jones.
Aled Jones as well.
Might be. I hear he's making his commentary debut after this one.
True. He was, fun fact, was a New Zealand point guard is Ella Jones, very experienced player as they kōrero ai a te poro, kei te kōkiri whakamoa, rawe te reikuru. Still to a conversion there, timely for Rangitoto as we approach the 4-minute mark of this first quarter. Ledger Walker from deep, and she draws another foul. This is her second 3-point attempt where she has been fouled. That will be 3 kurutautuku for Ledger Walker.
Well, it's almost an art form, isn't it? The ability to draw the hara on the kuruwhiwhi toru.
Absolutely. Kaore he angitu te mea tuatahi. Engari e rua e whai ake nei.
Converts the rua. Still a toru to come.
Pai te mea toa toru. As we see St. Peter's picking up full court man pressure.
Doing a great job there of splitting the double team. And the kuruwhiwhi toru is up and short. Offensive tūrapa from Wynyard. Probably learned that one off her older brother.
Yes, Ty Wynyard currently over in Asia, I believe, playing 3-on-3 professionally. Beautiful kickback from Regan, 2-foot jump stop.
Costello draws the hara.
Nō reira, ka hairia ki te pai kurutautuku. Calling for a sub.
Rinhararui Lee will be in for Rangitoto. Wynyard will take a break.
Just off the side of the tapa on that one, as she has one more attempt, does Macy Costello. Tauke. Full court man press again from St. Peter's.
Great work again from Rangitoto to break that.
Good footwork from Regan, just staying in front there.
I'd be intrigued with St. Peter's if they ever bring that second line up. Once those first two are beaten, they're pretty happy just leaving 3 back.
Yep. Yep.
Nice turnover there, and it'll be St. Peter's ball.
Well, usually the guard at the top always does a really good job at making sure they stay in front of their man. That can be really hard to do, full court pressure, but Waikato are known under the leadership of Leanne and Corbs to have tenacious full court defense. It's almost just expected of the guard to be able to do that. Beautiful kick for the kuruwhiwhi toru in the corner. Regan, good look. Pulls in the tūrapa, does Zoe.
As Tanika Ledger Walker there is called for the hara. How much of it, because obviously you've worked with Leanne and Corbs, how much of it comes from beginning in 3x3 and then working it out into the 5-on-5?
Look, I think at the end they're both competitors and they both like a standard of basketball. So irrespective of if it's 3-on-3 or 5-on-5, they do really hold their players to a level of accountability on defense where irrespective of if it's 3-on-3 or 5-on-5, you do go hard, you do apply pressure, and you do your best to stay in front. So as a player that's played under both of them, it was very beneficial for my, defense to make sure. And hey, speaking of defense, the offense of Eva was beautiful there with that little Euro step off the glass.
Lovely cross and go. And happy to work at both sides, Rangitoto. Stuff you like to see to the hoop, and blocked again from Ledger Walker.
Te kaha o te maka. Nui te tūrapa al Costello. Hasn't quite got control of it, but Eva will remain with the ball in hand as she finds her big man down the middle. Beautiful reikuru, just off the front of the tapa there.
Very easy 1-2 there for Macy Costello. As Rangitoto just make their way up the court. And it makes you question yourself sometimes, doesn't it, Kayla? Because there's no pressure applied there from St. Peter's. Previously, they'd trapped that same option.
Yep. Oh, beautiful leak out in transition. Beautiful left-hand finish off the glass for Eva. But yes, like you said, every position, you know, they'll be wanting to stay full court man press.
Here's Margera for Rangitoto. Not really making the defense work too much off those screens. Are we going to see a cross? No, we're going to see a pullback. Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Mai te papa muri. Hari Marie Matera Leja Walker. Tried to do a little behind the back pass there. It will remain in St. Peter's position as we see subs coming in off the Rangitoto bench.
Box action here for St. Peter's down screen. And just a hustle play there to get the ball, but
Yep.
the tūrapa ends up in the hands of Rangitoto.
Rua te kauhekona e toiana ki te mitunga o tēnei. Hauwha tuatahi as we approach the end of this this first quarter. Just 20 seconds left on the clock here. St. Peter's will be looking to get one good shot up, potentially use the time, hey, but if there's a shot, they will take it. That will be Rangitoto position.
Chance to hold here for the last shot and bring it back to a single-figure game.
As you can see, St. Peter's still pressing. Five seconds left on the clock. To the corner for the Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Ahuaroa.
Gotta love the arc that was placed on that shot though. Almost took out the roof.
Almost did.
But quarter time here, St. Peter's 22, Rangitoto 11. Kayla, what stood out to you thus far in this game?
Stood out probably the St. Peter's defence. Not new, because I did expect them to keep a full court man-to-man pressure the whole game. So I think that was quite pivotal. As you can see, St. Peter's are leading by 11 points. They have gotten to the free throw line a few more times than Rangitoto College. So that has probably been in their favour. And there's been moments of the game, I guess, where it's been quite rushed and there's been probably a few turnovers from either team. So, you know, it's first quarter's out of the way, and as we're coming into day two as well, those day one jitters will be getting out of the way, and both teams will be looking to make sure that, you know, it's day two, it's still relatively early in the tournament, but tidying up on those things like turnovers that down the track as they progress into crossovers and games later on, that those little things really matter.
Of course, St. Peter's have already won their first two games of pool play. Both teams will play 5 in total before we get into crossovers. Yes, that's correct. As Rangitoto, again, a very young team, have gone down. I mean, 2 tough games they've had to play. Westlake girls in this pool, never that much fun, but looking forward to St. Peter's versus Westlake. I think that game is likely tomorrow. Never an easy matchup.
No, never. I love a good challenge though, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, ultimately, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Absolutely.
Westlake have proved that the last 2 years, going for the ever-elusive three-peat.
Yes.
Maybe, is it Church College was probably the last team that
Church College would have been, yep.
They probably 8-peated though.
Yep. Gosh, forced to be reckoned with, huh? Absolutely. And hei, he wāpai nai nei ki te mihi atu ki ngā kai tautoko o tēnei whakataitai, ngā pautoko mana o tēnei whakataitai. Nō reira, e mihi mahanuki kia koutou, whakata Māori, Foot Locker, Basketball Manawatu, Essential Energy Trust Arena, NZ Community Trust, Four Winds, Lion Foundation, GJ Gardner Homes, Sport NZ, Moulton, Bailey's, NZ Carbon Farming, Celtics, Apollo Projects, Glory League, Palmerston North City Council, InspireNet and NZ Sport Collective. So a massive thanks to all of those partners and sponsors for making such a massive week of basketball possible. And while we're on the topic, shout out to all of our volunteers who are doing the score, the bench, our referees, our cameramen. You know, without everyone else, these Kaitakura wouldn't be able to play this game.
It is insane, even just thinking 2 years ago, how many partners we had involved in this competition. And now I feel like we actually have to put aside time to go through the list because it's getting extensive.
Like maybe a whole timeout worth, as we see a little Kuru Peke from the baseline. Clean shot there from Eva Veal.
Jeffries and Ledger Walker in no rush to bring the ball up the court.
As we see a zone of Rangitoto. Kuru is just long for Ledger Walker.
Great kick ahead, 1-on-1 to the hoop, and the hara is called on Ledger Walker. Great take there from Eva Veal.
Alright, ko hamini te a Ledger Walker, no reira, ka hari a Veal ki te pai Kuru Tautuku mo e roa, nā Kuru. Rocking the Kobe's, might I say, as well. As that first Kuru Tautuku is good for Veal.
Kids have so many shoe options.
It's unreal.
When I was a kid,
And one.
literally, it was the and ones or nothing. Sterling Sports, shout out Sterling Sports. That was the only place you could get them. Didn't have the options they have these days.
Actuals, like I went through shoes too quickly, so Mum ended up just buying me Active Intent because they were just getting holes in them. I trained outside, you know, we're on concrete. But no, fantastic shoe game Rangatahi have today as Ledger Walker uses that screen well, finds her post on the roll inside and
In
draws
college,
the hara.
how many pairs a season were you allowed?
About 4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How many ended up coming back home to New Zealand?
Well, I came back from college during COVID, so I had to rush pack within like a day. So I probably only brought back 1 pair. It was my Kobe ADs. And apart from that, look, I don't know where those shoes have gone. Beautiful pocket pass. Every coach loves it. Out of a baseline inbound. Just a clean look. Easy putback for 2 for Eva Jeffries.
You probably did them up on @Kayla's Kicks and then forgot about them.
I actually did start painting them and they didn't end up too well, along with my Shrek shoes that I tried to start painting. They just didn't look well either. Beautiful pass inside to Ledger Walker.
2-on-1 opportunity here for Rangitoto. Step through with the left hand.
Harawe. Whakamiharu ana te rei kuru. Beautiful layup there from Sienna Maurice. As we see, Rangitoto staying in that 3-2 zone and just picks that pass as forcing Coach Ledger Walker to call a timeout. He wā hiki anaine. We've really seen Rangitoto in these last few positions really get on a roll. Starting the second quarter really strong. Andrew, what's been said in the timeout?
I think it's just ball control, ball control, ball control. That's what's allowed Rangitoto to get back into this one, is potentially not the cleanest and crispest of passes that we would expect from this team. Rangitoto, active hands, keeping their hands up and getting out on the run, 2-on-1, 1-on-1. And it's not just the opportunities they get at the hoop, but if they draw the hara as well, then you're getting key players in positions they don't want to be come third and fourth quarter when they're nursing their third or fourth foul.
Absolutely, and I think for St. Peter's on that offensive end, we just saw in that last play when Sienna Maurice just picked that pass. Often a pass fake works really well in a zone, particularly a 3-2 zone that has coverage high on the perimeter. It's really important for those guards on the perimeter to either space out a bit wider or stand between the 2 defenders to get a clean pass look, or work on the back cut or use pass fake. So the zone in Rangitoto did really well there, but it's going to be a matter of making sure they work that zone, and they'll be making sure that they regroup out of this timeout.
Did you have a style of zone that if you saw the other team playing it, you were like, oh, really? Do I have to go against that? Or did it all just mold into one?
A box and one? Yeah. Yeah. No. Look, I was never that one. I think I preferred a 3-2 because I like a corner 3. And with the 3-2, there's always a gap in the short corner or the very, very corner. So I did like that. 2-3, I often found that it was probably a 1 or 2 pass with the guards, and then you're shooting an early, you know, 3-pointer from the wing. So I prefer to play against a 3-2. And yourself, Andrew?
Look, I didn't play against the most diverse of defences, but yeah, much the same. Preferred a 3-2, especially that quick rotation on the weak side wing for the Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Didn't spend much time in the paint.
You and me both.
I was trying to shoot as many Kuruwhiwhi Torus as I possibly could.
Yeah.
King Coulson wasn't always that happy with me doing that.
Yeah, absolutely is. We're just having some, I think, wires or cords that are not quite connected for the score bench. So there's been a bit of a delay in game. So look, if you guys want to grab a cup of tea at home, it's probably a good time. As we've got our basketball Manawatu team just fixing that score.
We know what it's a good time to plug, Kayla? The Celtics Good Sport Award.
You go for it then.
So this award goes to someone here at the event who has done amazing things to help others, made a huge effort or inspired those around them by going well over and beyond. Head to the BBNZ socials to enter. This award will be presented at the award ceremony after AA Finals on Saturday. Entries close tomorrow night at midnight. So make sure you get over to Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and put in your nominee.
Kia ora. Good timing on that little memo there, hoa. As Rangitoto, kei te tā whanawhana te pōro, whiua ki tōna hoa, whiua anō. Ki te kona, mo te Kuruwhiwhi Toru, au e taukuri e tēnā tāhoa, te Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
And suddenly a 4-point game. Who would have thought? This is what we love. Close games at Nationals.
We do. Strong move from Costello, just a tough angle there as Rangitoto push out in transition.
And I really like the quick outlet pass there from Lee. Brought the ball down, saw a guard to give the ball to, and got Rangitoto underway.
As that will bounce out of bounds and go back to St. Peter's possession. I'm sure Leanne and Corbs will be making sure that, you know, their players defensively put pressure up, probably making that catch a bit too easy for Rangitoto on the offensive end.
Great read though there from Rakena. They were trying to deny the dribble handoff, instead it just cuts back door. Couldn't quite connect, but the intent was great as Ledger Walker storms her way to the hoop, and again out come Rangitoto.
Right. Whiua ki te kona. Raue te whea rota. Whakamiharo ana. Te kai tākaro a Eva Veal. Really coming to her own here. Quite a crafty guard is Veal. Is great dump off. Extra ball movement for their shooter in the corner. Just long there. Stella for the two-up. A beautiful back cut, Andrew. We love to see it. That is nice basketball there.
Smart there from Ledger Walker. Whole defense had turned. We're watching a Kuruwhiwhi Toru attempt. Just a smart little 45 cut and gets the easy Kuruwhaka.
Right, ko te kahawa wao. Kaore he karanga. Kuruwhiwhi Toru anō mai te tapa. Engari kei te kōkiri whakamua Tanika. Good patience as she shoots the easy little kurupeke.
Great wall up there from the Rangitoto. Somehow defended a 3-on-2 opportunity. And it's those kind of stops that really can make a meaningful difference as this game keeps developing.
It's still of Eva, a bit of a 2-on-1 situation here as she dumps it off to Ledger Walker. Unfortunately, just missed that one. Good look from Ledger Walker, though. And great read from Eva as they try and get another stop here on the defensive end. O te piki me te rori. Kuru Fifi Turu. Mai te Wainganui o te taone.
Just
She
a
shot that from
tahi
town.
point game now.
Yes.
Halfway through quarter number rua.
Ai. Rima meneti i toi ana ki te haurua o tēnei kēmu. Whiua ki te kōna. Karawe. Big tūrapa there from Costello. Awesome presence inside. She's really chasing those rebounds down. And rebound, which then turned to free throws. So drawing the foul as well as we see substitutions coming in.
Well, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Those hustle plays, there's a reason why people talk about them, because they do pay off.
They do.
Big time.
Yep. As we just have 1 point in it. 25-26. Kotahi anō o Costello. Need te tūrapa.
Can't convert either. And a chance for Rangitoto to take the lead. And do so. And I don't have live stats in front of me, but that potentially might be the first lead of the game for Rangitoto.
Ai, ki oki ne whakaro anō hoki. I think so too, e hoa. Just a long shot there from Eva. As we've seen a bit of a momentum shift here. In Rangitoto's favour. St. Peter's will be looking to continue to apply this pressure. Kapi pā whanawhana te pōro.
Great work there, Rose, from Magiera. All the full court pressure. She can pick that up as it was tipped. And it's pumped
Right.
by Elijah Walker.
Irangi te papa. I think that was an on-the-floor foul, so that should be Rangitoto ball at the baseline.
And if you are wanting to switch over to court 4, I'm not sure why you would, given this game, but there's still, it looks like 6 minutes of warm-up to go.
All right.
Somehow delayed nearly half a game. But no complaints, Kayla. I finally get to call a game with you at this tournament.
How good.
So
It's an honour, Andrew. It's an honour.
honours all mine.
Kawe, hei te tere haria Eva. Rawa atu te reikuru a Eva. Beautiful finish for Eva there on the left side as they pick up full court man yet again.
Thought that might have been an opportunity there for a little trap on the wing. Decided against it. And we'll stay Rangitoto ball, 13 on the shot clock,
Right.
down 1.
Kei te mautonu a Rangitoto I te pōro o te poirane.
Slightly different scoreboard than they have on the show call, but I believe one timeout apiece is left.
I believe so. Uhua. Just over 10 seconds left on the shot clock for Rangitoto. Kua hamenetia.
Persistence
Oh,
pays
Regan?
off there for Peyton Lawrence.
Ai.
Draws the Hara, chance to tie the game up or take the lead once again.
Ai. Ka haria ki te pai kurutau tuku. Ko te kupu Pākehā mō kurutau tuku. Free throw. Tatarawa, karehiangi tu engari, kia kaha. Tā whanawhana te pōro, whiua te pōro, ka rawe, kua whaitahi piro.
What's the reo for tie game?
Oh, rite tonu pia. Rite tonu is like the same. Rite tonu te piro. The score's the same. Oh, beautiful finish there from Eva. I love the style of Eva's game. She's very fundamentally sound. And you know what's even better, Andrew? She is a lovely person.
Well, the person should always come before the basketball ability,
Amen.
but that's great to hear.
It's just an added bonus when they're a great person and a great player. Lots of great players and great people on the court currently as Eva. Beautiful little floater down the middle. She's trying to get her team going here. As you can hear her on the defensive end as well as you can hear Tanika Leger-Walker. Climb over the top from Regan. Great ball screen coverage there as they switching those guard-to-guard screens.
Well, I think they have to a little bit with Tanika.
Yep.
From memory, she's on Toru Hara already.
Yeah.
So something they've got to protect a little bit. Jeffries, Kurufifi, Toru off the front tapa.
Beautiful pass. That was a gorgeous backdoor.
That was a dime.
Oh, that was fantastic. I love a good assist. I almost feel like standing up. That was so good. But I won't. I will sit. As we can see, St. Peter's really applying that pressure, led by none other than Eva Jeffries. Beautiful reikuru there, as they've just pushed that lead out to 8 points. Great energy and effort. And it starts on the defensive end. Like they always say, it starts defensively and that leads to offense.
Just really good patience there from Jeffries on the dribble handoff. She realized Rangitoto didn't have the angle as they were exchanging to be able to turn the corner to the hoop. Just sat on it, waited for the ball to present itself, stole it, and away to the races very comfortably.
Absolutely. Really love the energy that Eva Jeffries just brought in those couple positions. Sometimes you need a bit of a fire under your belly to be like, actually, no, let's fight back in this game early. And they lost the lead by a little bit there, by 1 point, but they've clawed it back. And coming into this halftime, they'll be wanting to solidify an even larger lead. But no doubt Rangitoto will be looking to handle that defensive pressure as well as they can. And hey, while we're in a bit of a whakatā, a bit of a pause, let's go through some Reo Māori kupu, because Reo Māori is awesome. And we're also being live streamed by Whakata Māori, so me ana kia koutou Whakata Māori. So some of the kupu that we're saying, what do we have? We have hara, that's foul. We have tāwhanawhana, that's dribble, poro, ball. We have kurutautaku, which is free throw, kuruwhiwhi toru, three-pointer, and the list goes on. So we're trying to infuse that as much as possible into this Whakata Māori live stream.
Got to say, Kayla, as well, it's amazing the te reo you're adding in that's not on our kopu list. I know through social media I've seen you on a very strong te reo journey. So it's just awesome being able to listen to you just keep delving into it as we go along.
I appreciate that, Andrew, and it's awesome to hear you using our reo too on this platform. It can be quite daunting actually as someone, I'm not fluent, but it can be quite daunting to try and do that. But ko te mea nui that we are championing te reo Māori and trying to use it as much as possible.
We try. I mean, we can't always be, as we see the shot clock violation, we can't all be matua tuhoi.
Yeah.
But we try, and we appreciate the opportunity that we're given and the patience people show of us.
Absolutely.
As we explore our journey with the beautiful language.
As St. Peter's looking quite composed as they've got that 8-point lead, trying to get through their sets, but great defensive intensity as she dives on the ball. A dime to her teammate, just off the front of the tapa there, just off the front of the rim.
And it's one of those plays that if you convert off of it, just the energy of all 1 to 12 will lift. But still, stuff we love to see. Bodies on the floor.
Kuruwhiwhi toru.
That's a backbreaker.
Karawe.
That is an absolute backbreaker off the back of that steal.
Absolutely. Ko whai toru piro a Tanika. As whātekau he kona e toina ki te mutunga o tēnei haurua.
And this one as well. I mean, Tanika Leger-Walker is such a confident player.
Absolutely.
She hits one. She might hit 3 or 4 in a row as a Wynyard is going to go to the line to shoot a pair of kurutatukus.
And Look, she has a presence inside, and as you mentioned earlier, younger sister of Ty Wynyard, tall black, current 3-on-3 professional player overseas. Yeah, I've been really impressed. It's really cool, actually. I remember seeing her when she was just a little bubba, so seeing her playing in, you know, our national secondary schools competition is very cool. Ledger Walker, tough move, unlucky finish, but she keeps playing, gets the ball back for her team as Eva Jeffries. Unfortunately, I believe that was a line violation, and she just steps out.
Well, it is hard. There's black and then blue lines right next to each other, so maybe saw the black line, used to it being a basketball line, thought she was fine, but on this court, it's the blue line that you've got to be aware of.
Yep, that court awareness. As Tanika, 5 seconds left on the time. 2-on-1 situation, beautiful finish off the Papamudi for Eva as we head into this half. Nō reira, e hoa mā, ko tai tātou, ki te mutunga o tēnei haurua. Nō reira, he poto wā. We have a short time for a break, and we will be back very shortly.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
I'm Jason Bill, and we farm around the Mid-North. We took a review at our business a couple of years ago, sort of identified challenges that we had. One was profitability, and we'd noticed on our steep hill country we're getting more and more erosion. We looked around to diversify, looked at forestry to plant on our steeper country. For us, it really addressed those concerns. By doing the forest farm model, we feel like we're getting the best of both worlds. And I'm really excited, and I really do believe in this model. I think it's the way of the future.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like at this dairy dryer. The cladding on the building that houses the dairy dryer needed to be replaced. So they called us up. First, we inspected the cladding. The cost implications of shutting the dryer down were huge, particularly from the loss of production, which is much higher than the actual reclad costs. So we came together as a team. We said, why don't we replace the cladding while the dryer is still operational? No one had ever done that before, which meant working with the client on hygiene requirements. We wrapped the dryer in 2 layers to create a hygiene envelope, while the old panels were removed and the new ones installed, all while the dryer continued to work. By thinking outside the square and working as a team, the project was completed with no disruption to production, and it was a world first. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
Sport is about more than just a game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
Morena, beautiful people.
Look at me! Look at her!
Whoa!
Hee-haw! Hee-haw!
Bang.
Too much.
Sounds ominous. Keep our kaumatua cool.
Oh, you went all the way to the KKK, eh?
No.
Hurry up!
Ah! Ah!
Okay.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
Welcome back here to Court 3, St. Peter's School of Cambridge up against Rangitoto College in Girls AA action. Andrew Horrocks alongside Kayla Manu Irangi, who will be back in just a short moment. But St. Peter's of Cambridge up 41-30. And at one stage in the second quarter, Rangitoto had actually taken the lead, much to everyone's surprise, given St. Peter's School and where they finished last year. But still plenty of basketball to be played, a whole half. It looks like the game on Court 4 has gotten underway. So if you do want to watch St Kennigan's up against St Thomas's. That is available to watch now on the live stream. And then on the show court at 5:45, we've got single A girls action on this court. And then on the show court, Dylan Boucher and Tim McTamney are showing us how it is done. They will be doing some boys AA action. Incredibly, we have 12 games a day on the live stream. Who would have thought 2 years ago, only a short time ago, we only had the one court. Now we're able to take you deeper and deeper into the underbelly of the secondary school nationals. 10 courts going all day, every day. And so both teams just finalising their messages. Leanne Walker for St. Peter's and then Brooke Blair for Rangitoto. Also won the Tupu League this year with the Harbour Breeze. Great to see Brooke back on court. So don't forget as well, plenty of other things to talk about. There's plenty of awards to give away. Most of them you can find on social media through the New Zealand Basketball social media, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And then as well, if you want to follow along this tournament, find some results, keep up to date with everything, you can do so through nz.basketball. Welcome back in the nick of time, Kala Manu Irarangi.
Kia ora hoa, I haere au ki te wharepaku. Yes, too much information. Look, I hope everyone's grabbed a cup of tea. Back for the second half of this game. Rangitoto versus St. Peter's College, Cambridge. 11 points in it, Andrew. What's your quick summary of the first half?
I thought for the St. Peter's get back in the lead is just their big players executing when they need to. You know, it's very easy sometimes when you get out to a lead, you don't quite keep your head in the game, but they switched back on and then they made a very quick run to now get us out to 13 points.
Absolutely, and speaking of execution, as we saw that little kurupeke from Costello, nice pick and pop action. Ledger Walker finding her there, pushing that lead out to 13 as we embark on this third quarter.
Looking for a handoff action though, taken away from the defense.
Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Great job there from Costello. She is, you know, not as tall as Wynyard, but she did an awesome job under there, making sure she boxes out and boxing out, honestly, Andrew. That is a massive part of the game. You know, boxing out stops, second chance opportunities can often lead to fouls, as we saw then reach over the back.
Again, it's just those little unsung things that kids at home, if you want to know how to make a big impact on a game, then boxing out is one of the key things. The coach will never take you out if you can box out. Yeah, just stepped on the line. It's going to stay Rangitoto ball. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Kua mau tonu te poro a Rangitoto. Whiua ki tōna hoa. Te kauhea kona e toina ki te mutunga.
Great outlet there from Ledger Walker.
Great pass there. Unlucky for Eva. As off the back, Costello is there to scoop up the crumbs. And draws the hara, kua hamene te ao Wynyard. Yes, great job from Costello, being aggressive under the basket, not being afraid to just shoot it up, and she draws the foul. She will go to the line 4-2, Kuruto Tuku.
It's one of those tough ones when you're running the lanes, you're not expecting the ball, hits you in the back, and it's only got to turn around as quickly as you possibly can to get back on defense.
Absolutely, as we see Wynyard off the court, that will be 3 personal fouls for her. Quite a blow for Coach Brooke Blair, as she'll be looking to you know, keep her off for a few minutes and make sure that when she goes back in, she doesn't get any more fouls. As that first Kuru Tautuku is just off there for Costello. Engari, kotahi anō.
Leaves the second short, but Ledger Walker once again.
Kuru
clean it up.
Toru, mai te tapa. Kiwa te poro.
It's such an art form. She always looks so balanced whenever she's shooting.
One thing about the Ledger Walkers I've noticed, And perhaps this, because, look, you come from a great sporting family, you can play various sports, but the body control is, I think, a large part of that, being able to keep the posture on a drive, as you see on a dribble, when you take contact, staying composed. As Eva kicks out too, Regan.
Well, it probably comes from that ability to play multiple sports. I mean, you yourself, what other sports did you play outside of basketball? What was ball life with Trav?
Oh, look, shout out to my older brothers. Look, I loved getting bullied by them in the backyard, thrown into the hedge. Often tears were ended as we see that beautiful little kurupeke. But look, to be honest, I specialised quite early. I just focused on basketball in year 9, and that's perhaps something that I would encourage kids at this age in the high school, you know, starting in year 9, do various sports if that's what makes you happy. And then perhaps specialising your year 12, 13 if you're wanting to get looks into a college in America or go over to Aussie for an NBL 1 contract, whatever it may be. Don't specialise so early. That's something that I did, and look, I don't regret it, but I think it's really important that kids hold on to the fun aspect of the game, and you know, playing summer sports like touch or picking up cricket or whatever that may be, just making sure that the fun element doesn't get lost, because a lot of these rangatahi pour their heart and soul into this sport. So keeping the fun part of the game, I think, is vital.
Look, I do know there's been some very good people who have played both cricket and basketball. Logan Van Beek comes to mind straight away, but I'd love to know what the transferable skills are between the two. Maybe it's just the chess match element of it.
Yeah,
and
perhaps.
the mentals.
Perhaps it's the variety, very, very different sports. So you get to rest whatever one you're not working. Beautiful kurupeke from Ledger Walker. She nodded in approval to that shot as she sees that score creep up. St. Peter's with a 13-point lead here.
Still very much within touching distance though for Rangitoto. But it's just that spacing sometimes hasn't been as crisp, especially on a team as sharp defensively as St. Peter's.
Absolutely.
You got to make sure your spacing is on point. Got to put it up 1 second off the tupper, and Jeffries now 2-on-2 opportunity. Decides to slow it down. Ledger Walker, Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Oh, Kaone Hawari te ki te tahihara. It looked like a potential foul there, but there was no call on that shot, so that will remain in Rangitoto possession. As we see that man-to-man pressure, St. Peter's. Ono meneti toina ki te mitika o tēnei hau whātua toru.
On an island a little bit here, Rangitoto. No pun intended. And the defensive pressure just leads to an errant pass. And away comes St. Peter's.
Ka ki te aiva, te papa. Beautiful use of the screen there. Kurupeke. Great shot there from Eva.
Ledger Walker, Kuruwhiwhi Toru off the back of the tupper. And another tūrapa. Once again, as the hara is called, Rekurwitz doing a great job inside for St. Peter's. Will be reset to 14 on the shot clock.
As we see Ledger Walker inbounding it at the baseline. Nice dump off. That will remain in St. Peter's possession.
Little cross-screen action, trying to find Costello once again.
Kia te poro.
Just nice read and react basketball there from St. Peter's.
Absolutely.
3 seconds. Ruapeke.
They did a good job of getting that up. Good ball movement, extra pass there from Regan. Unsuccessful shot, but I'm liking the ball movement that St. Peter's are using.
Rangitoto.
Kuru
Great.
whiwhi toru. Mai te papamuri.
I still like, though, the ball movement there from Rangitoto. Helping to break
Absolutely.
down the St. Peter's defense just a little bit. But that's only going to help build their confidence as they go along this tournament.
Absolutely. As we just saw, St. Peter's, pressuring off any guard that comes off an on-ball screen or any potential handoff. It's never a sit back and watch defense give them space. It's always being right in the offender's face to make them uncomfortable. As we see Costello, beautiful drive.
It wasn't just a drive, though. I really liked the screen there from Rekowitz.
Yeah.
Trying to open up a driving lane for Costello. Didn't work out in the end, but it's players like that that are just going to build confidence in each other.
Absolutely. Rangitoto on 14 fouls and St. Peter's on 1. So St. Peter's will look at trying to draw more fouls if possible, get to the free throw line.
Dribble handoff. Great switch there from Eva Jeffries.
Piki me te popi. Karawe. Beautiful little finish there from Zara Sain of Rangitoto College. Nice ball movement there. St. Peter's with a beautiful kuri whiwhi toru. Tanika Lecha-Walker forcing Coach Brooke Blair to call a timeout for Rangitoto. Really liking the ball movement of St. Peter's. Finding the open man, making the extra pass, and you often talk about in basketball turning down a good shot for a great shot, and sometimes that can mean making that last extra pass.
What's the saying, right? The ball has energy. And as soon as that ball starts getting energy, the quick passes, moving the defense, breaking it down, that's when those best shots come from. You're giving people that extra split second to take the shot, and that's usually where the good stuff happens. As we take a look around the courts, and Miles just loves to be around, doesn't he? I can see him with Kat, Liam Connolly as well. Jochen
Miles
Schroeder there
Peters,
walking around. Aled Jones doing some research for his commentary debut. Who else have we got?
We had Phil Jones in the building earlier.
Yeah, Phil, I love Phil's coaching style.
Judd Flavel, new Tall Blacks coach.
Congratulations to Judd.
Congratulations, Judd
They
Flavel.
just dropped that bombshell in the middle of the game.
Yeah, far out. Saw that. That's cool. And Judd's daughter has been pretty phenomenal. Baby Flavel has represented the Tall Ferns.
I did laugh, actually, because Judd's assistant coach this week. And so he's assistant coaching Kane Nuttall. And Cairo put up, good to see everything you've learned in one day from Kane has paid off. But no, it's cool. Again, it's talking about it with Miles, all that experience and that knowledge that is now getting passed down to the next generation.
Yeah, and as I was mentioning earlier, really cool to see, phenomenal players like Brooke Blair giving back, and she's coaching this team. She's coaching Auckland Uni as well, so she's giving back, and it's just really awesome to get coaching from a player coach perspective,
Well, even the insights that we're getting as well from a former MVP of the girls AA.
That was a wee while back in my day, Andrew.
You would have played against what, Alafotu? Was Panina your year as well, or was she a year above?
Panina was a year above, I believe, maybe even 2, but yes, I was same year as like Crystal Lecha-Walker, so Tanika's older sister, and the likes of, who else do we have? Laken Waido, Te Rā Reid plays for the Kahu, all of those girls.
Who was at Christchurch Girls High? Their name now, Tessa.
Tessa Buagani, yes.
Was she your year as
well? She was a year older than me.
A year older.
So I believe they won it the year before we did. Tegan Graham, Chalet Salmon. Yeah. We're going back to the history books as we see that beautiful floater there from number 8 of Rangitoto, Madison Skelton.
Yeah, cool to see Crystal down here this week with the Girls Got Game, helping out there.
Absolutely.
Lecha-Walker again.
Kuru whiwhi toru. pushing that lead out for St. Peter's to, if my math is mathing, look, 17 points.
The math is mathing.
Thank you.
And again, Rangitoto getting to the right place.
Yep.
It's like that maths equation, right, where you get the right answer, but sometimes the wrong working out.
Yeah.
They're getting the working out right. There's just one little step that's leading to the...
Look, I can't entirely relate because I typically got to the wrong answer, so I just go straight to the back of the workbook. What is 27B answer? As beautiful steal there. Manages to hold on to it. Now, I was talking to Crystal yesterday, actually, watching St. Peter's play, and Amelia Rose, she is also a lacrosse player. And I don't know if you've seen lacrosse being played, but it is an incredibly physical sport, and she's not afraid of some contact. So, yeah, it was really fun to actually watch her play. Very tenacious player.
Lacrosse is incredible. I always remember when you're a kid watching ESPN, Top 10, and there'd just be some crazy lacrosse goal that pops up. That's awesome. I'm a big fan of lacrosse.
So good.
Big fan of these, probably not that niche, but like these not mainstream sports that people play. I always wonder how they get into them.
Like ultimate frisbee?
Yes. Frisbee
Pickleball.
golf.
Spike ball, you know?
Pickleball's mainstream these days.
Is it?
Yeah,
kind of is,
everyone's
it's
playing
kind of a big
Surely,
deal.
University of Waikato, you guys have a pickleball team.
Look, we do have drop-in hours for pickleball now. It's pretty exciting.
What times are those?
3 p.m.
Every day?
You're welcome to come, Andrew.
Well, a bit of a hike from Tamaki Makaurau.
Indeed, as that first kuruto tuku is good for Tanika Legia-Walker.
But yeah, was driving through the beautiful Waikato last weekend.
Yes.
Going through Cambridge, Hamilton Gardens as well, was a must stop.
Did you grab a Raglan roast on the way through? Coffee?
No, but when I go to Raglan roast is the go-to.
It's the best coffee, you guys.
The dirty chai.
Oh, dirty chai guy.
I'm more of an iced mocha.
Oh, nice.
But when I want a bit of flavour and I'm in Raglan, you got to mix it up, you know?
I respect that. Good switch there. Strong defense from Legia-Walker and Costello, not letting anything in as there's 8 seconds left on the shot clock for Rangitoto. They will be looking to get a good clean look here.
Oh, thought about the Kurufisi. Toru steps through and is stolen. Galleon kick ahead.
Right idea. Unfortunately, just a bit too much kaha on that one for Regan. Look, she is small but mighty. Both Eva and her. Their presence is bigger than, their height.
The aura.
The aura, yeah.
The saying that all the cool kids are using at the moment.
Aura, te wairua.
Actually ran into William Wairua the other week.
Oh, really?
That guy is awesome.
Yes,
so much energy.
shout out William Wairua. There's a foul on Costello. That will only be the second team foul for St. Peter's. As they've done a very good job at not getting into foul trouble here in this third quarter.
Let's be honest though, do we expect anything different from a Leanne Walker coach team? I don't.
No.
Shout out to Leanne, of course, assistant coach to Jodie Cameron.
Yes.
Now owner of the
Yeah,
Northern Kahu.
that's super cool. Very exciting. Love to see some wahine neto in those spaces. Will be Rangitoto ball at the baseline. Te kau mātoru he kona, toi te mutunga o tēnei tākaro.
And Nahara is called now. This is intriguing who this is going to be called on. It is going to be on Alice Julie, so it will not be on Tanika Legia-Walker.
I roa e whai ake nei. Pretty amazing, actually, Andrew, to think in the past 10 years. 10 years ago when we played here, it was probably just the semi and the final. That was the one live stream court at a national tournament, and now we have 6 days of 3 courts being live streamed. So it's really awesome what Whakaata Māori is able to bring all of our whānau and whānau around the motu at home who can't come here to be in person. Really awesome that so much basketball can be covered, and the power of media actually, and what that can do and how that can bring people here, you know, virtually.
Yeah, I remember 2012, the final. Corbs was actually on the commentary. Then we had some Chris Tupu through the years, but a Zico as well. And now we get the amazing opportunity. Looking forward to calling a couple of finals with yourself and Maya.
It's an absolute honour and privilege to be able to be on the mic, as we know. You know, it's really important for a lot of our whānau at home that they can tune in, and, you know, it's an honour to be able to talk over the game. So we meet yara kia koutou, nā kai mātakitaki, nā kai whakarongo o tēnei whakatautau.
I do encourage anyone, if you're in the area and you've never been to this tournament before, it is a juggernaut. It is worth coming on down for. Every time I come back, it feels like it's the first time again.
Yeah. Same excitement, eh?
Absolutely.
There's just over 15 seconds left. Eva will be looking to get a good shot up. And they hold on to possession, does St. Peter's. 4 seconds left, and it just goes out of bounds with about 2 seconds left on the clock as Rangitoto will...
I did wonder if Brooke hadn't taken the timeout, does she try and draw up something elaborate just to have a bit of fun within the last couple of seconds?
Looks like she might just get the
hold
inbound.
on.
Yep.
And the hara is called. That'll be number toru on St. Peter's. Nothing gained, nothing lost.
Few late fouls here for St. Peter's in the third quarter, and that shouldn't affect them too much, but not a good habit to start picking up as this team will look to progress later in the tournament. Fouls definitely matter down the track. As we come to the end of this third quarter, St. Peter's lead 58, Rangitoto 39.
And I think that just shows the experience that St. Peter's have got to be able to start extending this lead bit by bit. Just so many more, I guess, layers that they can add onto their game. Brooke only in their first year back at Rangitoto coaching.
Yeah.
So whenever you're in the first year of the new group, there's only so much you can add throughout the year. Whereas for Leanne, having a lot of these girls for 5 years,
absolutely,
she can just keep adding layers and layers and layers on.
Now, Andrew, are you able to explain to all of our whānau at home tuning in just what tomorrow will be? Is that one more day of pool play, and then is the following day when we start seeing crossovers happening?
That is a great question. So for day 3 for the double A's, it is the last day of pool play. So the way that the draw works is that usually for the top seed in the pool, day 1 you play the 6th seed and the 5th seed. Day 2 you play the 4th seed and the 3rd seed.
Oh, okay.
And then day 3 is when we start getting the heavyweights in the ring, the top seeds duking it out. Because if you get the top seed in your pool, you get a bye for the next round. If you
now, a bye in a tournament is actually, it can be massive actually. Just an extra, whether that's a half a day to rest, to get some extra sleep, to foam roll, to have a good kaianu, just to restore the energy levels. So, yeah, really important to seed well. And you were saying tomorrow will be that for the single A's. Now, is double A's, is Thursday that day for them?
No, so double A's, the heavyweight games are tomorrow.
Gotcha.
And then for single A's, so for the girls, it's round robin, and then we've got the semi-finals on Thursday morning, finals in the afternoon. For the boys, we've got the first semi-finals tomorrow night. So tomorrow, if you're around, you haven't been to this tournament yet, and you want to start seeing the best basketball, day 3 is where it all begins.
Day 3 is when, you know, really starts to get exciting. Thank you for that clarification there, Andrew.
That's all right. It's these tournaments, they can be complicated sometimes to work out, but yeah, 2nd and 3rd in your pool, They will cross over to determine who goes through to the quarterfinals. The top 4 seeds in the boys and girls AA, they get a bye. They don't have to play 25 games this week. They have to play 24.
Yep. As goes into Wynyard. Whiua te pōro ki tōno hoa. Kaore he angitu, engari kia kahe e te tuahine.
I still like the decision making though. That was a good look there for Rangitoto.
Ko te kōkiri whakamoa Tanika. Whiua te pōro.
Good hands there from Rangitoto, but stepped out of bounds. And it's going to stay the way of St. Peter's, Cambridge. Probably one of my favourite school campuses to have actually ever visited. Beautiful grounds.
Oh yes, did a basketball New Zealand camp there one time. Beautiful, beautiful facility.
The juice guns in the lunchroom, undefeated.
Oh, nice.
Great kick ahead passes are going to get there. No, Jeffries just tips that one out of bounds. But good territorial gain there for Rangitoto. 16 on the shot clock. We're going to see a little give and go into the high post.
All right.
Oh, a little horns action. Into an on-ball. Into another on-ball.
Parawe.
Bit of complexity there from Brooke Blair.
Little smirk on her face then as well, I think.
Nah, she just ignored me. She was like, what do you expect?
Mind you, she is always smiling. She's so lovely.
True.
As te tahi hara. Nō reira, e roa ngā kurutau tuku e whai ake nei. Mo Tanika. 2 free throws for Tanika Legia Walker. Pai te mea tuatahi. Tētahi atu anō. Nui te tūrapa.
Wynyard with a no-look pass. Well read there from Legia Walker.
Ki te kona. Te kaha rawa. Great job there from our lacrosse lady, Amelia Rose. Not afraid to get it in and amongst it. We love to see it.
Especially winning a jump ball against a much taller opponent. Not always the easiest thing to do. Great kick out here for Rangitoto. They're going to convert.
Rawe pai te reikuru. Ko te reikuru te kupu mo tētahi layup. Reikuru. Handle. Eva. Nice change of pace. Dump off for the short corner. Unlucky there as Wynyard pulls in that tūrapa.
I really like with Wynyard, just make sure she keeps her elbows high with the outlet passes. And unsportsmanlike call there, right call. Was a clear path foul. One of the, I think it's 7 different reasons that you can call a clear path.
Okay.
Or unsportsmanlike foul, sorry. No good there on the first. It will still be St. Peter's ball at halfway as well after these 2 shots. Converts to Rua.
Pai te mea tuarua. Ono tekau piro. Kia whā tekau mā toru piro.
Shows you how rare it is for one of those to be called, given that no one really knew what was going on the court.
Absolutely.
Legia Walker Kuruwhiwhi Toru is good.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful shot there from Tanika Legia Walker. As she pushes that lead to 20 points for St. Peter's. They won't look to let up their defensive intensity though.
And the hara is called, that'll be on Eva Jeffries.
All right.
No, it won't be. Apologies. Greg Garland.
All right. Irongi te papa. That was an on-the-floor foul. As we have Two high post action. Beautiful pick from Eva Jeffries. Kei tōkiri whakamoa. A tāhoa, ko tahi anō, and one for Eva Jeffries as she will go to the line 4-1. Beautiful steal, beautiful finish. Once again, defense leads to offense, Andrew.
Absolutely. Always nice to see as well a smile whenever an M1 is completed. Just gives everyone a little bit of a lift. That's what it's all about in these age group tournaments.
Absolutely. Haere te mea nui. Main thing is that we're having fun, you know. These teams are working all year for tournaments like this, and the main thing is that everyone's enjoying themselves. As Eva nails that one and only kurito tuku. Kei te kahawa wāwa te tima o St. Peter's. Whiua ki te kona.
And out of bounds team. Good legal defense there from St. Peter's.
Right.
Walled up perfectly. Always a nice feeling as well when you wall up and it's the offensive player who goes the other way.
Yeah, absolutely. Good discipline there. It can be quite tempting, you know, when you're walling up to reach in, perhaps. As we've had a bit of a stoppage here, I'm not sure what is being said. The ref is just talking to one of the players.
Can't quite hear what the referee said there, but I'm sure it's all above board. And so it's going to be St. Peter's Cambridge ball in the front court, inbounding. Tanika Ledger-Walker to inbound. Jeffries off the on-ball. No hesitation, Ledger-Walker.
Ledger-Walker from downtown. Beautiful stroke there from Tanika. We know she comes from a good basketball family, and we know she can shoot that thing. Big tūrapa, Tanika looking to push it in transition. Kick out.
Awesome to see Tanika missed out of playing with older sister Charlize by a year in high school, but wearing her older sister's number.
Very cool. Get out the high there, Eva, taking her time. Beautiful
what a
vision.
dime. Wow.
Great peripheral, great vision there from Eva, forcing Brooke to call a wahiki, call a timeout. And just want to highlight the patience there from Eva and the importance of a point guard. You don't always have to rush it down the court, but as long as you've got your head up and you can see the floor, she essentially just kind of walked quite slowly and threw a beautiful dime to her teammate running on the other side. I believe that was Costello. So great job there from Eva.
If only we had a commentary cam, because that was right down the line of where we are sitting. That was so good.
It was a beautiful pass. Beautiful pass. And while we have a bit of a stoppage, Andrew, let's go through some more Reo Māori kupu.
Please, take us away.
There is a whole dictionary here. And I guess, you know, with the language, it is also evolving. A language that was, you know, made maybe like a couple hundred years ago, maybe even more. You have things like a waka, which, you know, you could refer to, like a truck, for example, it would be referred to as a waka, a car, a waka. So as we modernize, as we evolve as a people, so does our language evolve. So it's very cool, some of the Reo Māori kupu that we have, ones that we use quite frequently, as we've mentioned, kurito tuku, free throws, kuruwhiwhi toru, three-pointer, hara, a foul, wahiki, time out. We have words like piro, which is score. Poi, as we're probably familiar with what a poi is, that could be referred to as a sphere-like object, so a ball. We have poro, which is ball. And what's your favourite, Andrew?
I mean, everyone kind of knows now my favourite is kuruwhiwhi toru, but I want to find out, anyone at home, let us know what it is. Matua Ethan Smith, if you're listening. Alley-oop. I want to know what the Māori translation is.
Hare opa pia. It's a transliteration, so look, I don't know if it would be correct. I would also like to find out what the word for that is, but...
It's incredible though, I believe there's an app as well with all the different sports in it that you can type in what you're looking for and it'll give you what the translation is.
I might have to get the name of that app because, look, I've got
Me
Te
too.
Ako, which is the Māori dictionary, but we also saw, like, coming off the back of the Olympics, all of the Reo Māori resources that were released after that. It was very cool to see as we coming into the last part of this fourth quarter here. St. Peter's quite a comfortable lead now, 71-43. Ledger Walker, looks like that was off the leg of the Rangitoto defender that will remain in St. Peter's possession.
You do wonder, all the people here, Kayla, I know that the world record for the largest haka was just set at Eden Park.
Yes, that was
Maybe
cool.
we make another run at it.
Kuru Fifi Toru. The ringa wera, the hot hand of Ledger Walker strikes again.
There's enough people down here at Secondary School Nationals. Surely we make another run at it.
Surely, eh? Oh, beautiful chase.
Oh, wow.
Pass.
What a pass.
We had another great angle there, actually, from the commentary booth. As that pass was made, Tanika Ledger Walker was in absolute awe as she received that pass. How crafty that was from our wonderful lacrosse player. We love to see it.
Maybe it's the vision that's created from lacrosse. Maybe we need to look into that.
Yeah. That's why we don't specialise in sport too early, because then you pick up different skills.
Precisely. Okay. You specialised early. If you hadn't have specialised, what do you think you would have played outside of basketball?
See, that's the issue. I just love basketball. I don't know if I would have done anything else. But I have been trying various sports like touch, getting into netball. Had my first game of netball about 2 weeks ago. But yes, something like basketball, though, does require a lot of training. You know, you've got the endurance aspect, you've got the speed and agility aspect, you've got the mental side of it, you've got the strategy side of it, you've got the basketball handling, you've got the shooting, all of those skills required. And that's why I love basketball so much, is it requires so much time and effort in, and it's quite a hard game to master. And I don't think anyone, not even MJ, has probably mastered the game of basketball.
You raised such a good point, all those unique skills that it allows for. How many times do you get caught in the wrong area in netball?
Oh, every possession. I'm constantly getting told to stand aside or obstruction or whatever the terminology is in netball. The
Wow.
Kuru Fifi Toru. No, that.
Ledger Walker, that would have been special if that had gone down.
That would have been a bit of a wai takahi, a bit of an ankle breaker there. As St. Peter's with this comfortable lead here, 33 points over Rangitoto, although it has been an absolute battle between the two. That will be an offensive foul called on, I believe, number 14, Costello.
I do wonder, this game seems to be comfortably in the bag for St. Peter's. How much longer do they leave Ledger Walker and Eva Jeffries in?
Well,
a few bigger games coming up.
It's one of those things. Do you give your starters more time to gel, or do you give them a rest? So that's the tough question.
I'm always in the rest camp.
Yeah.
But Leanne and Corbs have won a lot more titles than I ever will.
As myself.
So I'm going to leave it to the experts.
Kua ha menitea te nama iwa o Rangitoto. Te wahine o Lee. Nō reira e rua ngā kuri tautoko e whai ake nei. Kaore he angitu tēnei, engari, tētai atu anō. And the kuru tautoko is good for Costello as Cambridge, St. Peter's keep that pressure on.
Standards and definitely not dropping here for St. Peter's. There's Costello again with the huddle. How many is that going to be on her? I'm intrigued. As we see Alice Julie coming to the bench.
That is 5 personal fouls there, for Costello, so she will be on the bench. She did well at trying to stay in front, just that last minute reach there. Didn't keep her hands out of the cookie jar.
Reminds me of when Matt Lacey started coaching. If anyone fouled out, the whole bench would stand up and clap them off. Because he loved how people were just aggressive.
Right, oh, gotcha.
Different things for different people. Not everyone quite goes that route.
Yeah, exactly. As the Kuruto Tuku just off the front of the tapa there.
Ledger Walker just there with a laser that couldn't quite be corralled. Still good to see the vision though.
Beautiful defense there. Maui, Matau, ke tawhanawhana te poro.
Good switch there from Tanika.
Mai te kona, mai te tapa. Nui te tūrapa, Alejo Walker. Whiua te poro. Ka rawe.
Somehow threads the needle. And Jeffries a little step through.
Beautiful step through, nice finish there.
Like to call it the Zara Gillings.
Oh yes, that is a classic Zara Gillings move. Look, fundamentals go a long way. Beautiful kurupeke there from number 8, Rangi Toto, Madison Skelton. She's having a great game.
So Lawrence is going to pull the trigger on the kuruwhiwhi toru, but happy just to work the ball around.
And patience there, as that will be Te Tahi Hikoi travel call. Ledger Walker. Assessing what the defense is giving her. Oh, right idea yet again. Just a bit too much kaha on that pass, but she was doing, I saw what she was trying to do.
I tell you what, if she does that in a week's time, that is going to be a wide open layup.
Absolutely.
For the kahu.
Absolutely. As Ledger Walker will probably sit for the rest of the game. Beautiful 2-on-1 situation here. Off the Papamuri. Beautiful finish there from Greer Garland. And you talked about standards earlier, Andrew. That's something, you know, early on in the tournament, you're up by almost 40 points. This is the time when you don't drop standards, you maintain the level of basketball, and that can often be the difference between good teams and great teams, is that, you know, irrespective of who they play, they stick to what they do well, which for St. Peter's is tenacious defense and moving the ball well on offense. So they'll be looking to finish out this game strong, and for Rangitoto looking to continue to build on what they do well as a team.
Under 2 minutes to play here in girls AA action. The third game for either side. Great misdirection pass. Deserves a kuruwhiwhi toru.
Right.
And Julie will come down with the ball. And Jeffries once again just happy to start massaging the clock a little bit and slow things down. No need to rush. Game's in the bag.
As te kau here kona e toiana. 10 seconds left on the clock. Gorgeous finish there from Eva, just off the glass. As just over 1 minute here left in the game. Rangitoto and St. Peter's, Cambridge. Nā manoiho, tere kuru.
Great follow-up basket there for Rangitoto on the precipice of 50 points. Got across that against Christchurch girls. Didn't get across it for Westside girls, so maybe a little milestone opportunity for them.
Yep.
This game winds down.
St. Peter's still looking to get through their sets. Nice step through there from Eva off the front of the tapa as the clock slowly winds down here. And court 3. We're almost at the end of day 2. Andrew, how have you enjoyed day 2?
Love day 2. I feel like day 1, you're still trying to figure out who's who. Looking at what trends, and then day 2, that's when the basketball starts really heating up.
Absolutely.
And it's only going to get better. That's the most exciting thing.
Yes, we have 4 more days of action-packed basketball here in Te Papaioia, so if you are around, no mai, haere mai. Come and join us. And Eva's just grabbing her ankle a little bit there. She walks it off though, I think she's good. And that has come to the end of the game. Time has escaped me, Ohama. So, hey, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Congratulations to St. Peter's of Cambridge that have come away with a win, 85. And also a special congratulations to Rangitoto for an awesome effort today, finishing with 49. We wish the best to both teams as they progress on. Engari Ohama, e miti ana ki a koutou, mō tō koutou wā. Hei a popo, ko mutu au mō te rānei. Engari, do you have one more game, Ihoa?
I do.
You're on next?
I'm next, back to back.
How good?
4 straight, actually.
How
Not
good,
bad.
man.
Good long days, but...
Yes, long days. And for any more action you guys can tune into, we've got Instagram, Facebook, and the Basketball New Zealand website with all of the up-to-date draw and results. So thanks again for tuning in, and kia kaha. I te reo Māori.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Take this for example. This wine turret doesn't look very well designed. So we called the tank manufacturer to check. We asked, why is the turret away from the side of the tank? They said, because it's always been that way. So we had to think. What if the turret was next to the catwalk? Sounds good. So that's what we did. Now the wine turret is better designed, better value, easier to use, and safer. I think that deserves a toast. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass on.
Tino pai e nei ringi mō tō tātai kura nā te mea ka haere ki raro me te ki runga mō ngā pepe me ngā tuakana o tō tātai kura. I he pai e nei ringi mō tō tātai kura nā te mea ki te prakati mata i te poiti kohu me te tai atu mea. He tino pai tēnei ki tō tātai kura nā te mea he mātātau tēnei o te mautiri.
The hoops, we had to use our hands and we had to use wire. We used a clothesline and the trees, and then we moved on to a kid's hoop, and then we moved on to the hoops that we got.
feel because they're better than the old ones, and we use them a lot more. It's cleaner, sleeker design, and from the swish of the basketball hitting it to just making a basket in general and the connections that it can help you make with people.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass up. opportunity that we can't pass up.
About it, let me know.
No mai, haere mai. Welcome back here to Palmerston North for girls single A action. We're in the belly of the beast on court 3. Ko Andrew Horrocks, Toko Ingoa alongside under 15 New Zealand assistant coach Aled Jones. Aled, great to have you answer the emergency call. Thank you for joining me in the commentary booth.
Hey, my pleasure, mate. I haven't had the pleasure of being doing too many of these commentating gigs, but every time I've done it, I've enjoyed it. So can't wait to get back in the seat.
And it's going to be such an exciting game as well. Always interesting, the single A action, a little bit shorter and sharper, 4 days of action compared to the double A's, which is 6 days. And we're going to get into the firstly the Waimate team list. Number 4, Jashley Gascon. Number 5, Sally Cooney. Number 6, Abby Joyce. Number 7, Eliane Craig. Number 8, Briar Craig. Number 9, Lily Kay Hinare. Number 10, Kayla Proudfoot. 11, Emily Cooney. And 14, Summer Pay. Head coach, Ruby Cochran. Assistant coach, Emily Cooney. And manager, Nicole Cooney. On the flip side for Greymouth High School, number 4, Piper Mahuika. Number 5, Mila Boniface. Number 6, Nia Jackson-Johnston. Number 7, Indira Robbins. Number 8, Mia Prendergast. Number 11, Isabel Mayava. 12, Milan Olsen. 24, Bella Masters. And 56, Charlie Kerr. Head coach, Rhiannon Utton. And the manager is Kiri Russell. Aled, such an amazing thing to have the single A tournament going alongside the double A. As we give a little shout out as well to the referees. Aled, I believe you may know one of them personally.
Yeah, we got a young local Taranaki referee, up and coming. A lot of potential there from Annika Williams. So, yeah.
And then we've also got Austin Picard as well, who has the game ball. And also Greymouth are going to be in the blue with the green stripe. And then Waimate, you talk about best uniforms at the tournament. This might be up there for me. The navy green with almost like a crocodile
Navy.
stripe.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to figure out. It's definitely an out-of-the-box uniform, and it stands out. So, hey, for some people, the aesthetics is worth more than the on-court performance, or it aids the on-court performance. So,
oh, for sure.
We'll see.
Always, uniform watch is always a key one. No baby blue of Mags for the boys this year, so the hunt is on for best uniform in my eyes. Now, you being down here, I know you're not in an official role, but still a little chance for you to do some scouting for your under-15 team. When you're doing those kind of activities, for the kids at home who are wondering how they can improve and get noticed, what are some things that you're looking for from young players?
I mean, understanding what you're auditioning for really is something that I find really important. So, I mean, there's only so many players on a team, on a squad, that are going to be your primary playmakers, right? So you have to understand the audition, well, where you sit in the hierarchy and the role that you think you can excel at and make a team and make an impact for that team for. So if there's already an established hierarchy of playmakers in a squad, you have to go out there and show that I can be the best off-ball player, screener, rebounder, defender, floor spacer, all of those key player attributes that you're looking for that isn't so necessarily ball dominant. So figure out what your role is, what role is needed in this team, and then be the best player you can at all of those attributes that would fit that role.
So we're underway, and Greymouth come down with the ball. And already Waimate with active hands, both teams with active hands. And the most exciting thing, Aled, that I always love doing, both teams still searching for their first win. So someone is going to walk out very happy after this one. As thought about the Kuruwhiwhi Toru there, the Mahuika. And we'll see what both teams are looking to run here on the offensive as the Turapa is corralled and 3 seconds is called. So a little bit scrappy to start, both teams still finding their feet. But it's the joys of these tournaments, a chance for everyone to impress, especially for people at home who haven't been able to come down and watch. A chance to watch their whānau on the live stream, thanks to Whakata Māori.
Looks like we're in for a battle of the zones in this game.
Always a big piece of any national tournament in New Zealand is a good old-fashioned zone defence. It's just so hard though, isn't it, Arlid, as Greymouth get us underway, to be able to sustain full court pressure for a 4 or 6 day tournament. There's times where you've got to take a little bit of a rest the legs, as the Kuruwhiwhi Toru is up and good. Emily Cooney, big bucket there.
Yeah, especially depending on the depth of the roster that you have, but you are right, like most age group national tournaments, all 4-day tournaments, right? So max 6-7 games, you can kind of get away with it, but a secondary school internationals tournament, especially AA, where it's 6 days, it's a lot of games. Pressing the entire time with not a lot of depth is a recipe for fatigue, injury, decrease in performance. Not very sustainable.
Focusing on the single A's though, one of my favourite final nights, especially if the Kupu schools get into the final. There's always wonderful huckers from both sides. As double dribble is called there on Greymouth. And it's going to be a Waimate ball.
Single A basketball is a big focus in Taranaki. We've quite a few of our programs are smaller schools from our smaller areas in Taranaki, Hawera, Stratford and Opanaki. Stratford and Opanaki both faring very well, typically year on year in the small schools nationals.
Opanaki, one of the absolute powerhouses of the single A basketball. Won the girls in 2023. What have they won, 5 in the last 10 years of the single A's?
Yeah, around about that.
Always good to see Angelo. I haven't seen Angelo Hill this year. That guy is the man.
I think he's taking a bit of a break this year. You know, it's been a long life of basketball.
So there's still a few chapters to write, as well as shot clock violation is called. And it's going to be Greymouth ball to inbound. Looks like Wahine to Wahine, full court pressure here from Waimate. Big block, and away come Waimate, 2 on 3. Happy though just to pull things out. And great defense there, Aled, to slow down the transition basketball.
Yeah, number 4, she's a handy player. I saw her play earlier today against Aquinas College. Obviously a little bit difficult when you're coming up against Emma Rogers, but she tried her best.
Yeah, that Aquinas team's a bit of a juggernaut, isn't it? I was talking to Mike Rogers before this, and he was as well singing the praises of Tauihi League and the extra opportunities it's given his daughters. Training with WNBA players every day. Not many countries that they can say that.
Definitely massive for those communities outside of the big city centres, Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, places like Tauranga and Taranaki and Manawatu that have NBL franchises, but like Tauranga with and Dunedin with Tauihi franchises as well. The ability for your talented young players to train alongside and play with fully grown professional athletes, and with the coaching staff that accompanies it, it's massive for their development. Not many people have that opportunity.
Waimate being super active defensively. Quick ahead pass from Greymouth and tied it up from Mila Boniface. The highest scorer thus far for Greymouth. Couple of games in double figures. Up against Takura Takotu, 12, and then Takura Kokiri had 14 as well. As the conversion there for Greymouth pulls it back to 10-8.
Good wall up there.
I feel like that's something that kids are getting better at every single year, is the ability to wall up.
Defensive discipline, yeah, definitely something that's been improved on, and definitely a point of emphasis from referees as well, is trying to reduce the amount of hand checking and swiping. Teams that have great defensive discipline always come out with good outcomes. Big push from the coaching ranks is obviously steals and blocks might look good on highlights and on a box score, but don't necessarily have the biggest net impact.
I was listening to getting back into the JJ Redick and LeBron podcast, and JJ talking about how he wants screen assist to be a box score attribute.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
I mean, there's lots of statistics that would be awesome if they were included in your traditional box score, but I mean, screen assists, our local Stephen Adams typically always at the highest end of that statistic. Definitely a massive way of impacting a game that doesn't show up traditionally on a box score.
Shout out to BNZ as well. I don't know if you saw the Sorry Russell sweatshirts that were going around. That was confusing everyone. And then suddenly they announced that there's a big sponsorship, and they got Russell Westbrook to actually do the advertisement for BNZ. If
Really?
you haven't seen it, go and watch it. You can find it on Facebook. It's a pretty cool little advert.
Russell Westbrook.
BNZ.
Kiwi Hoops.
We're getting big time, Ireland. We're not the small kids on the block anymore.
Surely Steve was the connect on that one.
You'd think so. Maybe Russell's, with his career, just winding down a little bit potentially. He's looking for extra ways to monetize himself.
I don't think you would hear the man himself say that. I think he's in for a resurgence in Denver.
As the hara is called, and to the line is Mila Boniface. And the opportunity to shoot two Kurutatukus. Makes the first.
The lefty.
So hard to guard. What do you think, as a coach, makes lefties so hard to guard?
I mean, it's not necessarily a strategic thing, but I think as a basketball player growing up, you spend your whole life guarding on the most part, right-handed players. So I think it's just kind of a subconscious thing with your stance, where you're standing, the angle that you present your body. Like, you're used to guarding right-handed players. So lefties, I think they can just take advantage of that. And obviously it looks a little bit more awkward, so they can use that kind of awkward shiftiness. You watch a James Harden, or in our local leagues, you watch a Taylor Britt. Like, they leverage that awkwardness and that shiftiness to their advantage to be able to get downhill.
Speaking of Taylor Britt, great to see him down here coaching this week.
Yeah, awesome jumping in with the St Andrews College program. Taylor's a very bright mind, so all of those players are very lucky to have him on board.
Back to the action on hand. Greymouth big steal, kick ahead with the finish, and the kurufaka'u from Piper Mahuika. And Greymouth now taking a 13-11 lead over Waimate. And another hara called, and to the line is going to go Kayla Proudfoot, who's had a couple of good games. She had 20 against Stratford High School.
Competitive game, that one. 12 points difference.
You think about everyone who's ever played in a national tournament, how many would have actually scored 20 points in a national tournament game? There wouldn't actually be that many people.
Ooh, I don't know.
You'd maybe got, what, 2 people in every team?
So, what, in one singular game or averaging 20?
Just one singular game.
Well, let's think about how long this competition's been going for. How many teams are involved every single year?
What, 43 years?
Yeah.
It would be under 1,000,
Quick maths. Quick maths, right?
Quick maths?
So single A, 12 schools each. So that's 24. And then double A, there's 24 each. So 48 plus 24, 72. That's every single year. So 72, let's say there's 3 players on each team. I'd bet there's 4 players that might be able to score 20 in a singular game. You know, you might have 2 consistent scorers and then a 3rd or 4th player that chip in one game.
That's true.
So that's 72 times 4 people each year.
280.
And then times that by 40. It's a bit more than 1,000.
It's still a very limited club, though. That's where I was getting with that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I never got to do it. Never got the opportunity. I probably wouldn't have got any of it if I had the opportunity.
I'm sure you're plus 20 on the box score, though, like as a net impact. Scoring isn't the only thing that matters, mate.
Ask King Coulson, I couldn't do much else. Great interior pass off the Papamuri. And the offensive tūrapa almost got stuck in the hoop there. But it's going to stay Waimate ball. Hit the rim a couple of times off the tapa, so it's going to stay 13 seconds on the shot clock. Little defensive breakdown, but get away with the Greymouth. And the Kuruwhiwhi Toru attempt is up. And a long fight for the tūrapa. And we're going to have a jump ball. Do we have the Te Reo translation for jump ball? We do. The Maka Taupatu.
Ex-King Coulson pupil, was it?
Ex-King Coulson pupil.
Recent Taranaki resident now.
He is.
Living in Midhurst.
Always puts up some photos when he's at home, whenever there's some snow on the mountain.
He's got the lifestyle block there. He's living the life, mate. He is living the life. Helping out big time in the Taranaki community with the referee education space as well. Annika in this game actually was a good student of his. It's been very impactful on her journey so far.
It explains why she's so resilient. If you can survive Ken, you can survive anything.
Mate, Ken's a teddy bear. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, you missed a couple of shots. He'd let you know about it. Off the Papamuri and the tapa. Again, another fight for the tūrapa. I'm liking the heart from the Waimate High School. They're getting themselves in the right positions for the tūrapas. Yeah, sometimes, right? It's the decision making is correct. The execution you can always work on.
Always room for improvement there, but yes, they crash the offensive glass hard. They've got a motor. They're definitely working.
So subs in Milan Olsen for Greymouth High School into the game. Nice little catch in the high post. And the pakite is good from Mila Boniface.
She's had a couple of big games for this squad. Hopefully she might be able to join that elusive 20-point club soon as well. Maybe today's the day.
It's something we can all aspire to. I was going to say she's in the illustrious double-figure club.
That's the first benchmark. Is it the first milestone?
It only grows from there. Kuruwhiwhi Toru is along.
What's the elite of the elite? What's the final benchmark? What's the final milestone that you can meet?
The Polder Winatana 100-point club.
Is this an accurate? Is there a picture of him holding up a white piece of paper saying 100?
I don't think there is. I don't think. Well, what would he have posted it on? This is in the 90s. There was no social media.
What do you mean posted it on? Where does the Wilt Chamberlain photo come from?
How they have footage of Babe Ruth hitting a baseball and there is no footage of Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game is one of the great modern mysteries.
you know that's because baseball is America's pastime sport, so they actually had resources and footage. Basketball back in that area wasn't as important. The amount of televised and streamed games of NBA there are now is just night and day different.
Well, I feel like you and I aren't too dissimilar in age. We get involved in the game. We're not too dissimilar in age. You would remember the good
How
old
old
days.
do you think I am?
Early 30s?
Yeah, 31. Good guess,
Oh,
good
so
guess.
we are the same age.
Yeah, there we go.
You remember the good old days of ESPN? We'd only get the 2 games a week.
Yeah.
Thursday,
yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Now, kids can watch it on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, League Pass, ESPN.
Yeah, I remember those days. Zico Coronel introduced me to Steve Nash and the 2006 Phoenix Suns, and that would be on every single week. I used to think I was the New Zealand Steve Nash. Except even shorter and couldn't shoot.
So does that mean that you played New Zealand age groups? Is that what I'm hearing?
I did.
You might have played with a young Tim Wyatt.
Oh, yep.
Was a high school teammate of Tim's. There's a lovely run out on the break. But again, just that defensive hustle. You can hear the pitter-patter of the footsteps in the background.
Yeah, ex New Zealand teammate Nick Barra still involved in the league, and Jordan Nata as well. It's good to see.
Kurufifi Toru is good there from Emily Cooney. Yeah, I was a big fan of looking back on old photos. Tiaro with the 3 sizes too large shorts. Wellington's finest. As the Hudder is called.
They had a good squad back then. Old Joe Webb and
Webby is crushing it these days.
Victor Krum?
What, Tommy V?
No, Victor. Oh, Tommy V was, yeah, he was in there, a little bit younger. They had some good squads, Wellington, back then. Wellington College was obviously they've taken some recent success as well, but used to be a very, very strong program. It was regularly finishing top of nationals.
So Wahika has been taken in a chance. Let's plug some awards. Firstly, the Caltex Good Sport Award. So this award goes to someone here at the event who has done amazing things to help others, made a huge effort or inspired those around them by going well over and beyond. Head to the BBNZ socials to enter. Entries close tomorrow night. Arlette, if you had to nominate a good sport at this tournament, who would you nominate?
Ooh. There's so many candidates. It's hard to pick. You, mate. I'm picking you.
Too kind. I was actually going to pick you for jumping on, getting me out of a tight squeeze in this game of having to do it by myself. You've saved the day.
Hey, I don't like people pushing up my ego that much, but I'll take it. We can share the award. Co-Good Sports.
I'd love that. Actually, producer Sam might get my Caltex Good Sport nomination. He's pulling the 1s and 2s. We're running blind, and he's still making the production look good. That's how magical he is. Here's Waimate. Thought about a little on-ball. Little floater is good.
Nice finish.
And they are back in the lead now, 18-16. Still 1 minute to play here in quarter number 1. The little floater is good off the tupper.
The answer.
A lot of talent in the single A.
Oh, go again.
And they will. Offensive two-upper there, grabbed by Jashley Gascon.
Oh, no one can stop that girl out of the high post.
Not at all. Briar Craig. Maybe she had 13 points in the game.
Ooh.
Maybe she's looking to join the elusive 20 points at our Nationals games lineup.
Bit of a family affair here as well. Teammate Eliane.
It might be Eliane actually. At 16. in a previous game.
The sister duo, or maybe cousins.
Well, it's like the Broughton's for Mount Maunganui. I remember Kayla was commentating the Wiley twins. And she's like, they look quite similar. Are they brothers? Are they twins? It's like, yes. It's actually
They look the
triplets.
same.
Actually triplets. Yeah, you cannot tell those two apart.
I found it hard the other day. I was watching St Andrews College versus Mount Maunganui. So it was the Broughton twins versus the Powell twins. Both matching up with each other.
Yeah, tough to figure out who Phil and Rafferty is. You're just always going to go by the number because I can never figure it out. Great kick ahead pass, 2-on-1, and the header is called. And Miller will go to the line. Chance to cut this to a single-digit lead for Waimate. Where is Waimate? I need to do some research.
I was honestly thinking the same thing. I know where Greymouth is.
It is a town in Canterbury. Whereabouts in Canterbury is it? Let's...
I lived in Christchurch for... it's... What?
So it's between Timaru and Oamaru. There we go. I thought that would be more Otago country. But no, it's South Canterbury. We were in, because we had Maya Williamson, there's a great bucket there. Maya Williamson in the car last night, back to the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Was playing a bit of Scribe, not many.
Oh,
because obviously it goes through all the districts of Canterbury.
Yeah.
And found out that song came out before she was born.
No way.
I know. I feel old.
Well, we're the same age, so lump us in that together, mate.
At least Greg and Miles can make us feel a little bit younger in the commentary team.
Yeah, we'll take that. Everything's always relative, you know, you just compare it.
Absolutely. So that is going to be the 8th team foul now on Waimate. So again, Miller to the line and a little bit strong off the tupper there.
8th team foul, I believe that'll put him in the team bonus.
It is. Unfortunately, it's not like the US system where it's one-on-ones and then team fouls, or like 3x3 where it's automatic shooting fouls, and then it becomes, I believe, on 10 fouls.
Is it?
2 shots and possession.
It's in. Oh, looked good.
They tried to call it early, so that's quarter time here in girls single A action. Waimate High School up over Greymouth High School, 24-18. Arled, what stood out to you in that first quarter?
Both teams quite aggressive on the offensive glass, getting to the rim, and consequently getting to the line as well. Every time you're aggressive attacking the basket, you put yourself in a good position to draw a foul. Defensively, maybe could do a little bit of work. This is quite a high-scoring game at the moment. So, but two teams battling out. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of offensive turapas as well. Makes life a little bit easier for the coaches to get those second chance opportunities, as we're just helping their school bench out. Great to see them as well, getting amongst the chocolate milk. Maybe if head of sport, like Robinson, has some spare chocolate milks for the commentary team, we can take part in those.
Commentators need recovery as well. Chocolate milk, scientifically proven, best tournament recovery food / drink.
Good to see in the crowd as well, canoe polo enthusiast Marchie Pang getting amongst his dinner. I mean, now, Arla, that you're part of the volunteer group, you can maybe stake claim to some dinner as well.
Oh,
as provided from the amazing team at Basketball Manawatu. They know how to look after us. There is Marchie. Look at him. He's enjoying it. Terry Nash.
Can we get a zoom in?
As well. I just want to know what he's eating. Producer Sam, can you tell us what he's eating?
It's not a
salad.
bomber. It's not a bomber clad, is it?
Ah, Terry, one of the great characters. Has he got a little lollipop? I'm not sure there's much nutritional value within what he's eating. So on brand, though.
Hey, people eat lollies at halftime for the glucose and energy boost, so maybe he's just preparing himself.
I know it's difficult with the courts that basketball's played on. I'd love to see halftime oranges become a part of New Zealand basketball culture. That's something I've been pushing hard for this tournament.
That's your big motto, is it? Bring back the oranges?
Yeah.
Make oranges great again.
We had bring back buck for 20 years. We can have bring back oranges. Right, so 2-1-2 zone here from Greymouth. Waimate just slipping through the hands. Actually, Waimate's got a very healthy dose of lollies as well on their team bench. So everyone just needing a little sugar boost to get them through day 2 on these longer days. Even though it is daylight saving, a bit more sunshine.
Move.
Great to see a little spin move and a little mini hook shot, the mini Kareem. Not a lot hard on us.
Making them pay.
Great entry into the high post. Spin off the Papamuri and the tapa. And the tūrapa into Milan Olsen's hands. Big block, but still play on. Bottom of the rim, bottom of the hoop as well.
4 consecutive offensive rebounds there. Greymouth need to do some work on these box outs. And another one.
That's 5 in a row, but a big block again. And away come Greymouth, kick ahead pass to Olsen. Lots of contact. Which way is this going to go? Decided it's a block. And it's going to stay Greymouth ball. That is going to be the 9th foul. Obviously, fouls reset each quarter, but just keeping a running tally. 9th foul on Waimate.
Very astute there.
Well, it's something, you know, it just adds up as the game goes on. I'm sure Dwayne Tamatea would have some choice words for anyone who gets in foul trouble early. Never short of a word, that man. Great pull-up jump shot there, and Waimate out to a 6-point lead.
10 players on the team. They might have spread those team fouls out evenly, 1 each.
I hope they have. Nothing worse at a tournament like this where it's your one opportunity and you're sitting in foul trouble the entire game.
What's your thoughts on that? You have a player in foul trouble, early foul trouble. Do you roll the dice or do you sit them to be conservative?
Well, Alan, that's such a complex question that we have about another hour and 20 minutes that I could elaborate on that. I think it comes down to 2 things. One, offensively, how key is that player to you and every system that you run? Because some schools, the reality is you just have one player that everything runs through. And secondly, what defensive scheme do you run that you can potentially hide them in? If you're running a 2-1-2, can you just hide them in one of the baseline spots? If you're playing man-to-man or wahine to wahine, it becomes a little bit tougher. Other teams, if they're smart, are going to try and hunt you out. What about you?
I think it just boils down to how much do you trust that individual. I mean,
if it's Jet Thompson, 0.
Poor Jet. Yeah, I think it comes down to how much you trust that individual. I mean, as you said, there's different tactical ways that you can hide them defensively. Put them on a weaker player. If it's man-to-man or wahine to wahine, you can put them on one of the weaker players, a non-screener, so they're not being involved in action, or non-ball handler, put them on the wing, or hide them in a zone. But I just honestly think it comes down to, do you trust that individual to be disciplined? If you don't think they can control themselves, then probably not. If you think they can, I'd prefer to roll the dice.
What a finish there from Milan Olsen. Converts, and we'll get an and 1 opportunity. Here's my question then, over the length of the season, how many times do you trust that person where if they keep getting in foul trouble and don't learn, do they break your trust?
3 strikes are out.
3 strikes are out.
3 strikes are out. You know, one type, because it's also something that's not entirely within their control, right? You might play great defense and the referee might see something different than what you see. So to some degree it might be out of your control. 1 or 2 times, but if it's happening 3 or 4 times, then there's a common theme there.
I can't remember who it was that said it, but they said, you know, you get 5 fouls, but technically you actually get 3. You've got 3 fouls that you're actually going to commit, and then you might have 1 or 2 that the referee calls that might not be in your favour.
Yeah.
As a hara there is drawn. That is going to be the 5th on the Greymouth. So even though it was in the act of shooting, any haras now and Waimate are going to go to the line.
Also adding into that, right, like if you, well, you've really got 3 fouls, I mean, if you get that 4th, that counts as well, right? Because then the situation we just talked about, you're not going to be applying the same intensity defensively that you would if you weren't in that foul trouble. So you are only playing with 1 or 2 fouls. If you can limit yourself to 1 foul a quarter, I've always thought that that's a like acceptable amount of fouling, because then you're playing with the right amount of physicality defensively. If you're not fouling in a game, then I think you're not playing physical enough. I don't think that's an indication of a great defender.
You're from the Matt Lacey school of thought. He'd prefer a player foul out than has no fouls at the end of the game.
100%. Even if you're doing, you know, like tactical fouls just to slow a team down in transition, or someone's gone on a run, they've caught it in a position you know you can't guard them. Like, if you're disciplined everywhere else, you should be using 1 or 2 fouls a game where you're just trying to stop the flow of play.
Lovely little dish off. And the big two-upper there for Ballamasters gets stripped. And Waimate come up with the ball through Salikuni. And Briar Craig. And again, away come Greymouth.
Send it.
Full send. And it's always nice, isn't it, just having that safety release. Get caught too deep. Reset. And away come Waimate. 2-on-1 opportunity now. What a wraparound pass and finish. And I'm sure, as we see a timeout taken from Greymouth High, we can't see it, but for you at home, I'm sure producer Sam has a brilliant replay of that to take a look at. He might not. We don't know.
We trust him. We trust him. Maybe we don't trust him.
No, we still trust him. Comes back to that trust factor, right? Strike one.
That's strike one, yeah.
As we take a look around the scores behind us, Manakura is playing non-Manakura, and that is very tight. So if you're around, of course, we've got this round. There's still one more round to go after this as well. And with a few courts running late, be sure that if you are only just finishing work, there's plenty of time to beat that Palmerston North rush hour traffic and get on down and watch some quality basketball. Second award, we can shout out New Zealand Carbon Farming, how green is your team? So head to our socials at BBNZ, comment your top 3 sustainability tips for schools and sport, and be in to win a $50 Players Sport voucher for your school. Generously provided by New Zealand Carbon Farming. Once again, entries close tomorrow night. Alid, any tips and tricks that you can pass on to listeners?
For being green and sustainable?
That's the one.
You know, get yourself a Yeti bottle. Don't throw away the plastics.
Shout out to Yeti.
Yeah. So reusable drink bottles. Try not to travel down in 10 different cars to the tournament.
Feel like that's number one.
Get yourself a van. That's probably all that comes off the top of my head.
Yeah, but you know what? Someone wouldn't have thought of that, and they would have listened to this and thought, yep, I'm adding that into one of my 3 tips. And who knows, they might win.
They might. I would also say I'm probably not at the forefront of sustainable practices. Not quite my field of expertise, but...
And a big hard called there on Mia Pendergrass. 10-point lead now for Waimate over Greymouth.
Once again, putting some good pressure on the rim, drawing fouls, getting to the line. I think those that foul count you were talking about earlier might start catching up to this Greymouth team at some point.
It's all evening out. It's the great level playing field. It's where memories are made. Great kick ahead pass, and what a rip and turn. And even though there might be a lid on the rim, the unselfish play from both teams across the board, I've really enjoyed thus far.
And one.
Perfect finish there from Kayla Proudfoot.
I was anticipating a little bit of a dropping that off to the teammate running with her there, but I think she'll take the and one over that.
But when you're in the illustrious 20-point club, you know how to get the ball in the hoop. Fight for the Turapa step through. Is there going to be a 8-second? No, there's not. Well done for Greymouth.
Struggling with this pressure a little bit now, Greymouth.
And a great finish there, Waimate, building this out now to a 15-point lead. And you look at some of the results, maybe Waimate were the favourites coming into this one. There's great ball rotation there. And I like the decision making, even though the shot wasn't on target, still being positive and aggressive with the Kuruwhiwhi Toru attempt.
Very important 4-minute stretch here for Greymouth. This could be the breaking point of the game, or this could be their opportunity to get this back under single digits. Got to take care of that full court pressure though, and stop fouling.
Great aggressive take there from Briar Craig. And sometimes that's what you got to do, right? When the other team's in foul trouble, just stay aggressive. And put your trust in the referees that they're going to make the call.
And then make them pay at the free throw line too.
That's always the dream. Free throws, they're not so free.
So the name's misleading then.
It is, absolutely.
Should they be called tough throws? Earned throws?
I'm sure if you looked at some NBA big men, it definitely would be tough throws. It's like the saying there's no such thing as a free lunch. The same thing applies. There's no such thing as a free throw.
I like it. Back at the line.
And Arled, we've been talking all game about illustrious guards that are in the building. And speaking of illustrious guards, Josiah Williams, who is part of our production team here. One of the best rangitoto point guards I think you'll ever see.
Oh, incredible player.
Man was a leader.
Had the pleasure of playing with his older brother, Ben Williams, down at Lincoln University. Awesome family. Awesome people, great basketball players.
And great finish there from Milan Olsen. Been a real bright spark actually for me, for this Greymouth team. Really hustled all game. Oh wow, what a dime. What a absolute dime to Briar Craig.
Briar Craig's got to be knocking on that 20-point club, right?
As Josiah, see, the camera just shows him love. He's probably not happy that when he's not behind the camera in the production truck, that he's just getting found. As we're going to see some subs coming in for Waimate as well. There's Greymouth coming away here, down 18. Can they make a little run here with 3 minutes to go? There's a lovely extra pass. Almost got taken out. And the running jumper can't convert, but that's what happens. You stay with it, and Piper Mahuika converts the easy Kurifaka'u.
Did that Josiah Williams Rangatoto squad, did they win a national championship?
I'm pretty sure he was there in 2015 when they won. Yep. Ty Wynyard, Sam Wardenberg, Dan Fotu, Braden Inga.
Not a bad team, was it?
Not a bad team at all.
I think they've gone a few places and done a few things with basketball, that squad.
Well, we're talking the previous game with Ty's younger sister playing. The things that he's achieved now, playing a lot of 3x3 basketball over in Asia. And I do say to a lot of people, if you find yourself in 5-on-5 basketball and you're not quite a 2 or you're not quite a 3 at the professional level, you are the perfect size in 3x3 to make a difference.
That sweet spot of 6'2 to 6'7, isn't it?
I'd love to see Tommy V actually play 3x3. I reckon he could be a weapon.
I think we've got quite a few of those kind of, undersized 4s that are kind of, ideal candidates for that. The Tommy V's, the Tohis, the Danes, the Hirams, a lot of those.
Actually, Hiram would be a very, very good one as well.
Those combo 3-4s that aren't quite big enough to be true international bigs, but have versatile, diverse skill sets.
As the world catches up, I'm wondering when our next world title is going to come in 3x3. We've won 2011, 2015. I feel like we're due. We're due another win. Great kick to the corner. Kurufifi Toru is good.
Boom.
What a finish from Emily Cooney. And we have action back in the commentary booth. Thank you, Josiah, assisting people on and off the court. And Greymouth again, little floater, no good. Offensive two-upper.
So he's the IT specialist, is he?
He's everything.
He's the turn it off, turn it back on, now it works.
Well, it's like the great show, The IT Crowd, where they answer the phone. Have you tried turning it on and off again? And then they delve into the actual questions.
It's a good TV show, that. Big fan of the UK TV shows, are you?
UK is so much funnier than US. US, they just try to go too big. UK, it's all about the subtle humour.
Answer this. The Office, America,
I knew this question was coming.
Or UK?
I think Ricky Gervais gives the best answer. The UK is his favourite, but his accountant reckons it's the US version. No, I like the UK version. It's just that humour is outstanding. Anything Ricky Gervais makes.
He's a funny individual. Have you watched Life After? Is it Life After?
No, I need to. There's a couple of seasons of that, isn't it?
Yeah, about 3 seasons. Good program. Big fan of the UK TV shows and comedy as well. Would I Lie to You is one of the funniest TV shows. I don't know, have you seen it?
Yeah, 8 out of 10 cats as well.
Yeah,
is another one. As the ball gets stuck in the hoop. And so we're going to have another Maka Taupatu. So have another look here on the action replay. It is a skill to be able to do that.
Do you think that was intentional?
It was not intentional in that instance, but it's a skill to be able to do it.
It would display a certain amount of accuracy.
Correct.
Keep going. Get all the way to the rim. Oh. Good save.
Oh, what a flick, though, to a teammate.
Back into play.
And that is not going to be a Kurufifi Toru. Foot was on the line. But a beautiful jump shot anywhere there from maybe Joyce.
Points are points.
52 points now for Waimatea. Starting to really light up the scoreboard. And it's unselfish play like that from Jashley Gascon. It just helps it all happen.
Turnover on the inbound.
And another hara is called. That's going to be on Piper Mahuika.
that 15-point differential at 4 minutes to go has blown out a little bit here. The spirits you can see are dropping a little bit from Greymouth. It's going to be hard for them to fight their way back into this game, but hopefully their coach can provide some motivation coming up at half-time.
Tell you what though, they're getting the looks at the basket that they need to do that, as once again Waimate with the Kuru Tautuku. As again, an offensive tūrapa leads to the hara being called, and Isabel Maiava will go to the line. See, look, they're all still into high spirits on the school bench. As we're having a look at this on the action replay. No box out, goes back in, asks for the foul and gets it. Tera Mara Frost as well, sitting in the background, doing a bit of scouting.
Another ex-teammate of mine, actually, Tia.
Really?
Palmy boys. And Manawatu reps.
I never got to see Tia play, but I heard that he was very, very good.
Tia was very good. Good athlete, super skilled. Obviously, he's got a bit of size to him, so a versatile skill set, could finish over. So we took down... Sorry to cut you off there.
Keep going, because I'm going to cut you off, so you keep going.
We once took down the mighty Stephen Adams in Steve's first representative age group tournament, playing for Rotorua, by about 45 points. So I beat Steve by 45, well, me and Tia.
Yeah, look at Tia. One of the sharpest haircuts as well known to this tournament. So that's going to do it for the first half. Waimate over Greymouth 55-30. We're going to take a quick break in the commentary booth and be back with the second half.
Joke about Tia.
This is a solid region, I reckon.
Aha! They're the OGs. It's a banger.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like this sports facility. The client sent out their brief. And when it came to the 4 submissions, we impressed the client with a proposal that went over and above. Because we'd done things differently. We'd pulled together a team of experts, looked around the world for inspiration, and exceeded the client brief. We even brought it in on budget by reducing fees and prioritizing function over form. At Apollo, we're more innovative, create specialist project teams, deliver on our promises, and build to the budget. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
This isn't an ad about four-wheel drives. It's about knowing the place, as well as the locals.
We found the place. That's a good start. Built by my great-grandfather 20 years ago.
I'm Trevor Johnson, and I'm a sheep and beef farmer from the Forgotten World Highway. Some of the country we bought was quite steep and difficult. We have pushed those blocks to pine trees. 1,000 hectares into forest and 7,000 hectares will stay in grazing. To me, it's just the best use of land. If you've got land that is not so productive, it's a marvellous way of increasing your income.
Randy, are you ready?
Yeah. Permission to board. Push.
Giving up is not an option.
You could just feel the weight away.
I could see myself here on a beautiful sunny day, doing some mad manus in there. Let's go!
No special karakia to speed the process.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
No mai haere mai, welcome back to Fly Palmy Arena for girls single A action. Ko Andrew Tokoingoa alongside Aled Jones. Great to have you on the commentary booth alongside of us for Waimatea over Greymouth at the moment, 55-30. Aled, what do you think makes this tournament so special?
Mate, I've been involved in this tournament for a long time, you know, as a young player coming through and as a coach as well. And I think it's a testament to like years of hard work and culture and program building at each secondary school. Like none of these programs are overnight successes. It takes a passionate individual that goes in as a coach and a bunch of passionate individuals to join as teammates. And that combined effort can sometimes result in something really, really awesome. And then just the memories that you take from this experience. My favourite memories of playing in this tournament, probably over even like an age group tournaments or anything else, like secondary schools nationals. Some of the best memories.
That's kind of cool, right? The culture that can be built up over 5 years, not only between a year group, but then also bringing in other year groups as well. The people that have gone before you, the people that are going to come after you, and the legacy that you want to leave. It's a little bit different sometimes in the rush you can get from a representative season. As we are now back live, thank you to Whakata Māori who are bringing you these pictures. Waimatea with the first piece of the action in the third quarter. And another offensive tūrapa. We don't have live stats for you on this game, but I have a feeling if we did, then the offensive rebounds would be in double digits for Waimatea. They've done a great job crashing the boards. Away comes Maiava for Greymouth. And just a little turnover, and the hara is called on Maiava. Not deemed to be unsportsmanlike. Just a genuine play at the ball.
But a good foul to have as well. Stop the passage of play. Like those are the fouls that we were talking about earlier. Like that's one that I'd live with. Gives you a chance to get your defense set.
Kuruwhiwhi Toru, no good. And once again, Greymouth ball looking to eat into this 25-point deficit. And this is potentially one way to do it. But good numbers back from Waimatea. Kuruwhiwhi Toru attempt on the way is short. But I like the look. Good decision making, was wide open.
Good
Can't
form.
be torn out of that.
Well,
exactly.
The shot looked good too. Just a little short, you know, depth perception. She'll get the next one.
Maybe she'll find it easier shooting on Fly Palmy Arena, because that hoop is out in open space. And the hara is called on Emily Cooney. I was waiting for something to fly into us, the outlet.
I had you protected, mate. Have you ever watched the movie Blindside?
I have.
That would be me. I would be taking care of you, because I am a good sport. Unofficially inaugurated by yourself.
Wow, what a step through from Maiava there. Good ball movement and one for Bella Masters. And a dream start there for Greymouth High School. That's going to be their third personal.
If they can string together a couple of consecutive good offensive looks and keep getting stops and keeping this Waimatea team off the glass, they have a chance of getting themselves back into this game. I mean, 23 now. 23 points in basketball is not a done deal by any stretch.
Well, I mean, 15 years ago, it was probably done and dusted. Nowadays, with the shooting and the speed that the game's played at, can go in the blink of a flash. as Boniface is blocked. Out come Waimate, and again another hudder was called. There's going to be number 12, Milan Olsen. And that is 2 team fouls apiece already. Here come Waimate. It looks like a 3-2 zone here for Greymouth. Wall up and good basket from Aliane Craig. Not allowing Greymouth to get on the run here and try and eat away at this deficit.
Even in that zone, they have to make sure that they're still responsible for stopping the ball. Hopefully they can communicate, get on the same page and piece together this defense. Good cut there, and unlucky not to finish that one. Good movement off the ball. Great job there from Greymouth, sprinting to get back and slowing down this transition, forcing the ball out of bounds, allowing their defense to get set. Once again, somebody has to start taking away some space of Waimate driving at the rim. Step up.
But they're doing such a good job there, Aled, of just drawing past, finding the extra player. Unselfish basketball at its best.
After a good first minute back into this third quarter, I'm a little bit worried about the momentum shifting again here.
If we have a look at there, that's now the third hudder on Waimate. And a double dribble called. It's a little tough, isn't it, when you're caught just in the wrong place under the basket, trying to create a little bit of space.
What her teammates need to do there is provide an option for her, not be 3 in a row. Go create an angle so that she can kick it out.
Kick ahead, almost diving into the crowd. Seen it happen a few times in NBA games. Doesn't always end well. Thankfully there's enough space on these courts to allow people to slow down and stop.
Yeah, a few incidents with those courtside seats. Someone's holding on to a tray of drinks.
And then suddenly it's splashed everywhere.
Luckily we don't quite have that issue here.
Great step through and finish there from Kayla Proudfoot. Inching ever closer, Aled, you got to think, to that illustrious double 20-point game club.
Oh!
Oh, if that had gone down, that highlight was going to be seen everywhere.
I appreciate the sportsmanship of people, of helping people up, but I'm a big believer of a coach of, be a good sport, but also play to the whistle.
Let's have another look at it here. Just, a little rip and go. Sometimes it's the subtle moves that have the biggest effect. And it's going to stay a Greymouth ball.
What's the secondary school tournament version of Shacked in the Full? Who are we naming it after?
Greg Elliott. Like, seriously, who else are you going to name that award after?
Greg Elliott. Ellioting a fool? Gregging a fool?
I'm trying to think of something funny here. It'll come to me. I'll have to have a think about that.
Yeah.
What's going to rhyme with Greg?
Bring it up in another broadcast.
So subs in for Waimate. Abby Joyce will be back into the game. And away come Waimate once again. 3-on-1 opportunity. Chance to break, draw and pass. And again, the decision making is right. It ends up in a basket for Lilike Hanare. No, I got that one wrong. It's actually a Briar Craig. The 8s and the 9s on the Kukuri uniforms just look very similar. So apologies to anyone at home who I might have offended by mistaking that.
They spent their entire budget on the rest of the uniform, on the crocodile pattern.
I don't blame them. There's money well invested in my eyes. As the Kuruwhiwhi Toru is good for Kayla Proudfoot. It's like what they say, Aled. If you look good, you feel good. No, if you dress good, you look good. If you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you play good. And if you play good, they pay good.
Damn, that's a lot of steps. Are we sure that's exactly how that operates? Is that the process breakdown of being paid good?
Having never personally been paid for a professional sport, I cannot answer that. But if Deion Sanders said it, then it must be true.
You've looked good at plenty though.
Oh.
So how's the next steps not eventuated?
I could never play good. That's where I fell apart. Felt good plenty of times. There's Waimate once again, working the ball into the corner. Just look at the rip and go. And let it go just before as a little Euro step. And the hara is called on Greymouth. That's going to be the third hara on that team.
Briar Craig might push a 30 bomb here.
She might. I'm waiting for her to rip out. I think it's illegal now under the new rules. Tim White used to call it the rocket ship. We had that little 1-2 and then the pro hop.
Oh, yep.
Try and step through. Was a master of it.
1-2 pro hop.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think there's a few rule changes that made that illegal.
Just because of him. They said this is the non-Tim White rule.
As converts the first does a Briar Craig. And misses the second. Ale doing his best to try and figure out from the very kind Rangitoto girls who has scored what.
Briar Craig with 20, Kayla Proudfoot with 16, Emily Cooney with 16 for Waimate, and 10 points from Piper Mahuika from Greymouth.
Well, I tell you what, no commentator that I know of has had the guts and bravado to ask the school bench for the iPad to find that out. So, but on Aled.
Hey, with no box score available, I'm doing my utmost to provide the stats for the people.
Sometimes you got to improvise.
But as we see, Briar with the 20 piece.
Yeah, back in the illustrious club.
And with 16 minutes still to go, 14 minutes, sorry. Could get to 30. We'll see.
And big box out there from Greymouth. Away comes Mayava to the hoop and converts.
Oh.
What a basket.
Pushed that with intent. She was not thinking about anything else but scoring that.
No, well, when you're trying to raise a deficit, there's only one way you can go to the hoop, and that is exactly the way that Isabel Mayava took it. Great kick ahead pass again.
So let me ask you a couple of questions.
Oh, here we go.
I want to see thoughts and opinions here. Who wins single A girls nationals?
Aquinas.
Aquinas?
Yeah.
Boys.
I might have to go double. I might have to go both Aquinas. They both made the final last year.
Okay. They're gonna take out the double. What other programs have taken out a double?
I feel like Opanaki would have done it, surely.
Yeah, I think so.
In single A's. Maybe Te Kura o Te Koutu or Te Kura Kaupapa Māori might have done it.
Now double A. Boys.
See, originally, looking at qualifiers and who was coming into this, I thought it was going to be Waimea. I might be convinced to change my pick to Christ College.
Recent Rams head coach appointment, Quinn Clinton.
Where has that been announced?
You haven't seen that?
I have not seen that.
Well, obviously,
underground?
congratulations to Judd Flavel for being announced as the new Tall Blacks head coach, announced today. But recently after that, Quinn Clinton also...
so that was announced today?
Today, yeah.
That's why when I was speaking to Jenny Fotu the other night, and she said there's big things coming for QC, that's what she was talking about. It all makes sense now. Good on QC. What a guy. Looks like an awesome coach. But yeah,
amazing coach. Very smart young individual.
Christ College, that's my pick, as the Kuruwhiwhi Toru is good for AA boys.
I would have to lean that way as well. From what I've seen, the way they absolutely dismantled fielding yesterday, they would be my early favourite. Girls.
Look, as a proud former citizen of the North Shore of Auckland, it is tough for me not to pick Westlake girls, so I'm going to hedge. It's a Westlake girls, Hamilton girls final.
Westlake Hamilton final.
Yep.
You don't think St Andrews can make it back to the final of the national tournament this year?
I think they can, but I can't pick out of 24 teams 3 teams to make a final.
The math doesn't work.
The math doesn't check out.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going. I'm going Hamilton Westlake final.
Okay.
It all depends on what the draw is, though. Maybe one of them meets in the semi-final.
Yep.
And it upsets the apple cart, but that's where I'm going. What about you, Aled? Where are you going first? Single A boys.
Single A boy. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. I think it's going to be an Aquinas double.
Yep.
For single A. And then boys, I also bandwagon. I believe Christ College are going to take it out. But this is where I'm going to differ. I'm going to back the mighty St Andrews College to finally get over the hump, to go back to the final for the third year in a row, and win it. Just to let you know, out of complete transparency, I used to coach at St Andrews College, so there may be some bias involved.
You're allowed to have a little bit of bias. I think that's the beautiful thing. I mean, obviously we can't be too biased in the commentary booth on the games that we're actually commentating.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're allowed to have a little bit of school pride. You know, the school I went to, the boys team, we never made nationals. The girls made nationals in year 13. So I have pride that I went to that school and that we had a team represent us. But of course, if you've coached or you've worked or taught or had kids go to a school or had a sibling go there, or if you've got no dog in the fight and you've got friends somewhere, why can't you don their colours and get in behind them?
I agree. I'm wearing a St Andrews top underneath this, but...
It's like rep nationals.
Kidding.
Everyone, if there's a final and Harbour is in a final, it is everyone versus Harbour.
Oh, here we go. Here's a bit of
Do you not disagree?
Victim mentality.
Do you not disagree?
Everyone versus Harbour. So I'll give you a little bit of statistics here. Harbour basketball has by far the largest catchment of players.
It's outside our control. Kuruwhiwhi Toru is good from Emily Cooney once again.
But you are probably right. Everyone bands together Harbour. I think it's probably in recent times, though, everyone started going at Canterbury.
Yeah, Canterbury. For sure. It's just whoever's had the most recent success.
Yeah.
And full credit to Canterbury, sometimes in that situation you are the victim of your own success, as three-quarter time dawns on us. 78-42, Waimate over Greymouth.
I'd rather be hated for my success than not thought about for my failure.
As Jay-Z famously said, would you rather be overpaid or underrated?
There's some great quotes coming out here. This man's done his job.
Look at that, QC, we were just talking about him, the new Rams head coach, Quinn Clinton.
Can we get a close-up?
You're asking a lot to get a close-up of Quinn Clinton. But our camera team, they're just taking a little break. I don't blame them.
It's a hard job.
Yes. Oh, look at that, Tauranga Boys College, we've got them coming in as well.
Biggest underdog Nationals win of all time, was that Wellington College last year?
Oh, yeah, I did not predict that. I did not see that coming. Of all time.
And typically when we say all time, we mean of our memory, because...
No, actually, I'm going to go Rosmini College 2011.
2011?
Weren't even playing in Prem grade in Auckland and went undefeated and won Nationals. Admittedly, they had got Anahaku and Elliot Bryars that year, which makes things a little bit easy. Had a young Tohi as well the year before they got Matt Lacey and Daron. But I think in terms of a school not even playing in their area's top division and winning Nationals, that's pretty tough to top.
That's a good shout.
What about you? Who's your biggest underdog? Actually, if I had to go girls as well, I didn't think Westlake were going to win 2 years ago. The first year they beat Stack.
Yep. Because, I mean, that Stack team was...
Stacked,
to excuse the pun. Yeah, but, I mean, they were still a strong team anyway.
They were a very strong team.
They were going up against a team that was a heavy favourite, but they were a strong team. I think that Wellington College team last year, well, much to your point, the Rangitoto team, 2011, weren't even in their local competitions. Top grade. Wellington College last year, they were in their local competition top grade, but no one thought they were going to win the national tournament.
Last year was just one of those weird tournaments where everyone beat everyone, and you just didn't know what the result was going to be. I thought Waimea would make the final and win it. They got halfway there.
I think that's kind of a testament to the growth and development of the skill level of our basketball players. Like, back in 2010s and 2011s, I think there were a couple of schools that would be top-end talent, and they would be far more dominant and didn't really face any challenges.
Well, between 2011 and 2019, the men's AA only went south of the Bombays once. And that was Otago Boys in 2014. And Jalen Durand will tell you to this day, Westlake Boys still should have won that final.
Very talented Otago Boys team, though.
I did. Sam Timmins.
Joe Cook-Green.
Absolutely.
Sam Timmins, Josh Peterman.
Connor O'Fee will tell you that was all because of his great coaching of them when they were in fourth form.
Claim to fame, is it?
Always. As here come Greymouth into the teeth of the defense and draw the Hara. And that's going to go on Salikuni.
Piper now with an opportunity to go back to the line. At this point in the game, if you're the coach of Greymouth, what are you using to motivate your team? What are the points of emphasis?
I think the points of emphasis has to be, we still have, I think, 3 more games in this tournament. So what are some things that we can do that are going to help us improve in those games? And whether it's something that they've identified as a weakness and they're trying to fix it on the fly, whether it's something they've identified as going well for them and they're trying to reinforce that. But I think ultimately when you look at grassroots sport, it's so differently viewed and should be compared to professional sport. Professional sport, you are paid to do a job, and your job is to do as well as you possibly can to win sports games, when you look at grassroots sport, how many of these kids are honestly going to get college scholarships? Maybe 5%? It's a lot more than when we were at school. When we were at school, it was Steve and Isaac, and that was kind of it. They got to go over. So it's just, what can we do to make the most of this opportunity where they're never going to be in this team environment ever again? For the rest of their lives, they can talk about that time that they went to nationals.
Yeah.
So what can they do to possibly make it as memorable as they can on and off the court? What about you? What do you think Greymouth can take away from this game and work on?
Both great points. I mean, obviously the first one that you talked about, habit building, and how you can work on those habits in the next 8 minutes regardless of the score. So the score of this game no longer matters. It's the habits, the way that you're playing, like you said, the positive stuff you're doing, reinforcing that, the work-ons that you can improve on, and hopefully carry on through to the next game. So I completely agree from that standpoint. That's exactly what I would be saying. And then just like you said, like this isn't a professional space of this sport. So there's more important things than the outcomes and the performance. That's the experience that you're creating for the players that you're coaching.
I think at the end of the day, I remember I was talking to Dr. Vince Manjarez. I don't know if you ever worked with him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know Vince. And he blew my mind a little bit, the stuff we talked about. And I think he said that people wear 7 different masks. So you've got, as a great kuruwhiwhi toru, you might have your school mask, you might have the mask that you wear around your family, you might have your professional mask, you might have your sporting mask that you wear when you play sport. And it's all about how do you bring those all together where everything that is in your life is not enveloped by one of those masks, where what you do in the sporting arena doesn't define who you are. I think Kayla said it best before, you know, you can be a great player, but if you're not a good person, like, what does that ultimately matter? Am I getting a little bit too deep about potentially a high school basketball game? Could be.
Not at all, mate. Very, very important lesson for all of, well, for the players, for the coaches, for the family members. All important lessons to learn. Don't let one area of your life define who you are.
I mean, at the end of the day, you are a winner if you play at a nationals. Stephen Adams never played at secondary school basketball nationals. Averaged about 40 and 20 at qualifiers, but never qualified. There's a lot of New Zealand representatives through the years that have never played in this tournament. So this is a special, special thing.
You see, going back to it, I bet Stephen by 40 points at a regional tournament, a representative tournament, and also when he played for Scots College in our Zone 3 qualifying for New Plymouth Boys. So,
what was it like playing him at Scots College? Because that Wellington team was just stacked across the deck. Obviously, he stood out and he was MVP, but they were stacked. What was it like playing him at high school?
For high school, for Scots College, a good friend of mine, Pat Fraser, who I attended university with down at Lincoln University, was one of his teammates. And there wasn't much outside of Steve and a couple of other, or Pat and a couple of other guys. So, like you said, I think in the game we played against them, he had 45 points, 25 rebounds, about 8 assists, 8 blocks. But unfortunately, you can score up to about 80 or 90 points in a game of basketball, and the 40 from him and the 15 combined from his teammates weren't enough to get the job done. But I tell you, every time I drove into the key, it was a very high arcing floater that went up. Nothing at the rim.
There's a good video of Ben Fraser trying to set a screen on Steve, and Ben's just getting moved out of the way. He's not standing very stationary, but that's what you got to do when you're not 7 feet tall.
Ben Fraser, very good point guard, ex-Westlake.
One of the best crossovers I've ever seen. Always one, though, to talk down his accomplishments at Westlake. That guy was an absolute bucket.
on this very court here, 2010 secondary schools, my New Plymouth boys team went to triple overtime against that Westlake team. And this was before the second and third qualifying crossover game. So this was essentially playing for second in the pool. Put Westlake into the top 8 and we fell into the middle 8. Mana College with Jordan Ngatai was the team that finished first in our pool for that group.
Did Mana win that year? Or is that
no, they lost to Fraser.
Oh, is that the year that Fraser
yeah,
repeated? And then Mana, did Mana win in 2011? No, they didn't win.
Mana didn't win.
Mana never won.
Hiram Hippolyte.
Dan Green.
Well, yeah, Dan Green for Fraser, but like Hippolyte with Mana and Jordan Ngatai with Mana and Dan and Philip Green and a bunch of that crew with Fraser.
It's interesting when you look back through the record books sometimes, in some of the schools that were just powerhouses that no longer attend this tournament. Westlake didn't attend last year. Only Hung is another one from Auckland that through the late 2000s, early 2010s. No Rangitoto boys either. Thank you, producer Sam. Always a treasure trove of information. Trying to think what other ones. Dilworth, I mean, I know they qualified, were unable to attend. But I remember late 2000s, David Dyer was one of their key pieces.
Christchurch had a few years with what was Mori Howe and Avon. Well, that was a few years back now. It's like mentioning Church College.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you in Fly Palmy Arena and you go out into the foyer and there is a banner with past champions, there is probably, what, a 25-year stretch?
Yeah.
Especially in the women's of every year. It's just Church College.
Pretty sure if you did the stats on it, with that dynasty that they had, they would still account for about 25% of all national championships.
Easily. As a Kuruwhiwhi Toru attempt is good. And the muted celebration, nonchalant.
Just a daily occurrence for her. Oh, interesting screen.
Offensive hara is called. And that's going to go on near Jackson Johnston.
All right, MVPs.
Oh,
calls.
So double A's. For girls.
So you're calling a Westlake win, was it?
If it's a girl, Westlake win, I'm going Cody.
Yeah.
I was almost wondering though, how many points does Bailey Flavel have to score to win MVP? I was thinking, you know, if she averaged 50 a game, I think she's at just over tick over 30 at the moment.
I think you've got to give MVP to, if it's not the winning team, it's the other team in the final from an amazing performance.
What we like to call the Charlie Sledger Walker Award. One MVP, I think, all 5 years. Or maybe Crystal got the first one. But she won the year that they didn't even win. Yeah, I'm going Cody. Cody MVP.
Cody MVP. What about on the boys' side? Christ College, if that's your pick to win, who's taking out the MVP?
If Christ College win, it's got to be Tama Isaac.
Tama Isaac? You don't think Ihaka Kate can sneak in there, or Hawani?
I'm just thinking of mana levels. And for me, it's Tama.
Fair enough.
We can talk off-screen once this game's done about why Miles Pearce reckons that you need a Tama Isaac on your team. If it's Waimea, then it's got to be Hayden Jones.
Yeah.
Just to cap off the absolutely incredible 2024 he's had. Congratulations to him as well on committing to Wisconsin. Kirk Penny, assistant coach there. And I think it just shows, and I think it's awesome the kids that go and do high school in the States if they get the opportunity. But you don't need to, you know, go to one of these powerhouse schools. Waimea's been up and down through the years, but what Phil's done with that group and what he's done with all three of his kids, all of them amazing humans and athletes, Kat as well. You know, the opportunities are there. There's enough eyes on this part of the world with the opportunities that, you know, it doesn't matter what school you go to. If you get the opportunity, you get on the bright lights, have a great game off a kata Māori, you too could potentially be the recipient of a scholarship.
I like that point, though, with Phil and Waimea and what the Jones family have done there. You know, what you water grows.
Absolutely.
So if you focus on the environment around you, the people around you, and you invest development into them.
Well, I think especially with school basketball, for me, is always the greatest litmus test of the teams, the schools just have a very good Prem head coach, or do they have people that are actually building a program? Because you watch, sometimes it's not the year 12s and 13s that get the shine, it's the kids that stick around at year 9 and 10 that stay with a school, are willing to grind it out maybe in a lower league for a couple of years. Rep basketball is where they get their shine for that year, and then when they get to year 13, they have made it all the way to the tip of the iceberg. And then that's where, you know, other kids want to start going to that school. Rosmini, for me, is always the greatest example. We're never great when I was at school. Suddenly next year winning a national title. And now they're an absolute powerhouse on the North Shore. Sonny and Matt have done a fantastic job there. Ambrose, of course, always behind the scenes. Hopefully we get an impromptu concert from Ambrose, one of the great singing voices that you'll ever hear.
All it takes is a passionate individual or multiple passionate individuals that invest in that space, right? And you can completely turn something around.
What about you, Aled? You got any sights set on school coaching at the moment?
Well, I jumped on board, back into the secondary school space this year to help out with the local school. You know, being appointed onto the New Zealand Under-15 girls coaching staff. I actually don't have a long history of coaching the girls space. Last year's Taranaki Under-17 girls team was my first ever girls team that I coached. Fortunate enough to win the national championship. And then appointed into this New Zealand staff. I thought probably a good idea for me to get some more reps coaching in that space and coaching girls. So I jumped on with Sacred Heart, local school in Taranaki, and coached their junior and senior teams.
That's a school. I remember 2019. They had some very good teams.
They had a pretty good cohort come through, Raquel Sampson and a couple of other Tegan Natai and...
Just quickly, there's a couple of Kuruwhiwhi Toros that are getting dropped at the moment from Waimate. This is impressive, but...
Letting it fly. Letting it fly.
Keep going, please.
No, but yeah, Emma O'Connell, yeah, some good talent that came through that program, and last couple of years just haven't had a ton of investment into the program. So hopefully I can help change things around there.
Watch this space. What do you find is the key differentiator between coaching girls and coaching boys?
Girls are very literal. So if you tell them to do something, they will take every single word of what you said and try to replicate that exactly. Now with boys, they will, to some degree, colour between the lines a little bit. They will, you'll give them direction, and they have a little bit more of self-creative freedom.
Boys, you give them directions, and you give them the destination, and they will find the directions.
Yeah.
Girls,
the process may be different.
Yeah, girls, you give the directions, and they'll find the destination. But no, I have enjoyed the little bit of coaching women that I have been able to do. I have actually thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, same. I mean, I've really enjoyed the groups that I've been a part of. They approach the game a little bit differently. And I think they have a better ability of kind of, after a game, stepping away from the basketball and just being a normal person again. Boys, I think, are so invested, they can wear it on their sleeves a little bit. But no, it's been an enjoyable experience, and there's amazing things happening in the Tauihi League and the women's space around New Zealand. So bright future for our women's program.
into the final minute here in girls single A action. And you can tell there's a round getting ready to start because suddenly all the courts get surrounded. Off the Papamuri and hits the tapa. Offensive tūrapa though, up and blocked and in again, yes. Miller Boniface has been a real bright spark actually for Greymouth.
Brian Craig not slowing down. Wants that 30.
All gas, no brakes as the hara is called, and so to the line is going to go Greymouth.
A scarce amount of warm-up time at these tournaments with these games, you know, back-to-back, and sometimes games taking longer than they should. So
we see some schools are tactical. Like there's a big space behind the show court. Rosemary College, always big exponents of that. The Waimate girls enjoying the game, having a little dance on the court. Respectfully, of course. But yeah, it's got to find your little pockets, especially teams who have been here before.
No hoops there though, right? Like, so you can get physically
it's all just activation.
warm, but you need to see a few shots go through the basket to build up that confidence before you get into the game. Were you one of those guys that had a handshake with every single teammate on your team, or you just settled for a high five?
Nah, just the usual bro shake.
Oh, the
was
bro
the
shake.
go-to. A few boys did. I know we had a first 15 handshake, but no, it wasn't really for me. People who can remember different handshakes with everyone, hey, hats off to you. That's it's impressive. I wish they could do it.
My question is, do they do it once and automatically have it, or are they spending time practicing, you know, like behind the scenes?
You got to practice it. If you're LeBron, how he remembers everyone's handshake, beyond me.
And even like ex-teammates, like see some years later and does it. Crazy.
So that's going to do it here for us on court 3. Waimate taking down Greymouth 101-60. That's going to end our session on court 3 for Andrew Horrocks alongside Aled Jones. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We still do have games on the show court tonight. Otherwise, go enjoy some dinner, spend some time with your whānau, and we will catch you bright and early from 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Hey. Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
This season, Basketball New Zealand takes coaching to the next level, featuring BNZ Kiwi Hoops and 2 Degrees Girls Got Game on Coachmate. For coaches, discover engaging practices with ready-made plans featuring easy-to-follow games that kids will love. Or tap into your creative side and make your own sessions with our library of great activities that you can learn in under 90 seconds. And level up your coaching skills with lessons, tips, and official resources. Managing a team this year? Get your team in sync with improved team management features, like sharing training and game information. Create polls, see who's attending practice, and communicate directly with parents to arrange things like carpools. Or just share the fun with photo uploads and team chat. Saying yes to coaching has never been easier. Download the free app now and support the next wave of basketball lovers to have their best season yet with Basketball New Zealand on Coachmate.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this isn't about what we wore back in the day.
we're going to go now. Going once, going twice, no more offers. Sold!
It's about being trusted to get a better result for our clients since 1973.
The
forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like this multinational company's cold store build contract. All proposals were submitted, but the costs were just too high. So the client chose Apollo to help. We sat down with the client and their consultant and had a think. We challenged them on key points. If we closed up the aisle widths to what was required by the forklifts being used and removed the ceiling to make it the roof, we'd save on materials while lowering the building. With the building now the right height and size, the walls can move away from the boundary, removing the firewall requirement, leading to a 20% reduction in cost and now coming in on budget. Now the building is right-sized, the total cost of ownership is lower, it's safer to build and maintain, and it's on budget. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
What's wrong? Pekka, sino pai? Taia.
Ko mōhio koe ki te hanga o te kai kōrero. I runga I te āhua o tana rākau.
Oi, Croc.
Manu kōrero, the makers of rangatira. Mātaki ki te reo me Māori Plus.
Rangatira.
Atahua. Tamari keep my.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass on.
Atahua. Tamari keep my.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.